right, Yukmouth, how's it going?
Man, good to be here, man. Thanks for having me, Cam Capone, man. I've been, I'm a fan of your shit, man, period. No disrespect, but, your interviews be so deep and so dope, you know what I mean? And you do, like, dope content that a lot of people don't do. A lot of people just sit in front of their computer at home, in front of their iPad or their, phone. You really go out there and do your due diligence. You get the top people, from all walks of life. So definitely, I'm a fan of your shit, man. Period.
Well, thank you, man. Thank you, man. Same here. You know what I'm saying? I've been listening to you for, since I got 5 on it.
Uh-oh. Thank you, sir.
So yeah, man. Well, let's get into it. You're from East Oakland?
Yes, East Oakland, man. The Ville. 6'5" Ville. But it's 2 projects connected. It's one neighborhood, so 69th and the 65th. But I'm from the 65, 65th, 6500 block, and East Oakland, man. Born and raised, and just all the drama. Projects. Struggling. Welfare, Section 8, food stamps. Living family to family, home to home. It takes a village to raise me. So you live with your grandma, you live with your uncle, you live with your sister, your auntie, everybody, So yeah, it happens in, the projects, the ghetto, in all walks of life, not just Oakland, but yeah, it took the family to raise me, period. And, that's what happened in the streets,
Okay, so you had a lot of people around you that supported you.
Yeah.
Sounds like.
Yeah, definitely. It happens, Like when you got your mom battling alcoholism, you got your dad in and out of jail, from doing his street shit, Everybody got to step up, Shout out to the grandmas, The grandma always held us down, like even the uncles that got out of pocket and fell off, They fresh out of jail, they could always go to their mama house, which was my grandma, Same with the grandkids, The auntie, or the daughter that can't take care of her kid, the mama will, which is the grandma, So thank God for them grandmothers that raised us and showed us that love when the moms couldn't do it or the dad couldn't do it,
Man, that's what's up. That's what's up, man. Well, what were you like in high school?
Ah, shit, man. Junior high school, that's when I got to the money. I was out hustling, So, yeah, I was a fly guy in junior high school, man. Still drawing. I was a cartoonist, drawing and shit. Still loving to do music, I used to play the drums, the bass drum and the snare drum and the trumpet. But I wasn't doing rap, like super rap, until I met Numb in junior high school, and that's when I started really rapping.
Was he from your same area too?
Nah, he ain't from my area. He's from a different part of Oakland, but we went to this school. When I moved with my uncle and my sister, it was by Lake Merritt. So Lake Merritt had a school called Westlake, and we all went there. Numb, me, Kevin Choice, which, become like one of the dopest pianists in the game, playing for everybody, like doing concerts and tours and, big shit. So the Who Riders, Chop Black and Mr. Taylor, they was in school with us. So it's a lot of rap groups that came. Oh, Rap and Ron, can't forget Rap and Ron. The legendary Rap and Ron went to our junior high school. So it was a lot of dope ass rappers in our junior high school. And we used to rap at lunchtime, had little baby talent shows, like literally every lunchtime, man. Yeah, that was the move. So yeah, Westlake Junior High, A lot of people came from there. That was solidified in the industry from the Bay Area.
And high school?
Junior high. This is like the 8th grade, 7th, 8th, 9th grade. This is junior high.
And what was going on in high school?
High school is when we're chasing the hieroglyphics. They came out 93 till, and they were young. We knew what high school they went to. They went to a prestigious high school in Oakland called Skyline. That's where all the rich people live in the hills and shit. That's like Beverly Hills or something. So you had to have money to go to that school. So they all went to the rich, prestigious school. And we'll cut school and catch the bus for their lunchtime to try to find these battle, because when you battle them, you make your name in the streets. So we trying to battle and make our name in the streets, Find the hieroglyphics. We down to, in Berkeley. it was this area on Telegraph by Blondies, you know what I mean, by the Blondies Pizza, and everybody from the Bay Area would just come over there. You had freestyle ciphers and shit, so we just trying to make a name, you know what I mean, me and Numb, you know what I mean, just trying to make a name in the game at that time. So we both in the streets, you know, really hustling, you know what I mean, doing our thing. So that's the main thing, the main component, you know what I mean, really hustling. But hustling led to me going to jail, you know what I mean, and that jail term led to, it was the beginning of the Luniz, you know what I mean, period. You got too much time to think. I had a year in juvenile, in Los Arrows camp, and that was just like junior high school. It was another just a rap alumni type of situation. We had Demo, you know, from the Get Low Players, JT, the bigger figure, one of his artists, he was locked up with me. And when you're in camp, you get to go home on the weekends, you know what I mean? Like when you get later into your sentence, you know what I mean? You get to go home. When you start your sentence, you don't. So I was just there on the beginning. So Demo would get to go home every weekend. He'd come back, and he'd come back with all the latest raps, all the latest clothes, all this shit, you know what I mean? So he had the song called Cancer Stick. It was about not smoking cigarettes. It was a positive song, and they had this doing like a tour in Juvenile Hall, like going from pod to pod, camp to camp, unit to unit, singing this positive song about not smoking cigarettes called Cancer Stick. Huge, everybody knew it word for word. And I'm like, okay, I rap too. You know what I mean? I hustled, you know, definitely, but I know how to do what he's doing. So, you know, from what me and Numb was doing in junior high school and shit. So I'm like, okay, let me put the pen to the pad. And that's when I wrote the Ice Cream Man. You know what I mean? I'm saying all that to say this because that same song that I wrote in Juvenile is a song that will get us our record deal, me and Numb, our record deal. So I write that song. I come with the whole group name. You know what I mean? Me and Numb had a group called Brothers with Potential. That was our group in junior high school. His name was the skinny one. My name was E Flow. So when I was in camp, I'm like, okay, I want to come with a different group. You know what I mean? Let's come with a group called the Looney Tunes. And we're gonna be the wacko, crazy gangster side of hip hop, you know, funny, you know what I mean, comedy, but still street shit. Came with the Condom Man, you know, drew this, you know what I mean, this is a motherfucker, I drew this too, but drew the piece, you know what I mean, drew the Condom Man, drew the logo, the font and all that, and started writing songs. So when I got out, I approached Numb with the idea like, yo, I came with an idea, let's call the group the Looney Tunes, you know what I mean? I'm Yukmouth, I got the crazy ass mouth. Your name gonna be Numbskull. You crazy, the brain, you know what I mean? Crazy ass, you know what I mean? You're a numbskull, you're the knucklehead, you know what I mean? You don't give a fuck. With a crazy mouth and knucklehead, we loony, you know what I mean? It's the skull, you know what I mean? So, gave him that approach and sung the Ice Cream Man to him, you know what I mean? He loved it, and he was like, yeah, let's do it, you know what I mean? So, it didn't just happen overnight. We were still in the streets doing our thing. And being in the streets is what led to us getting our deal. It was we basically, long story short, we turned the dope deal into a record deal. You know what I mean? So it was a drought. Me and we pitched in some money to go get some work. And we had the trap with the dude that's giving us the work, and we weighing it up or whatever, cashing out. And at the trap is a dude that be in Too Short videos. We like, oh, that's Baby Jesus. And we like, yo, Baby Jesus. He like, yeah, man, what's up? We like, you know Too Short? He like, yeah, that's my He like, man, all this, we rap. Nigga, we really rap, you know, tell niggas hypey, man, we rap. What you talking about? Fuck all that, we rap. He like, all right, my what's up? So none been having nothing written right there. So I get up and bust the Ice Cream Man. And after that, he's like, yo, man, I got my own record label, C No Records. I got an artist named Drew Down. And I want y'all to come to the studio tomorrow and come meet up with Drew Down. Yeah, let's see if y'all vibe and click. So we went to the studio the next day, and that's where I had the legendary battle with Rap and Rhyme. You know what I mean? A dude from our junior high school. Now he signed to Too Short at this time with a group called Bad Influence, him and Aunt Dilly. You know what I mean? So they kicking up dust, and Ron is on a steroid level at this time. I'm not knowing. Cause that when we was in junior high school, me and Rappin' Ron wasn't the dope niggas. It was like Numb and all the other niggas. It was the dope. They took this shit serious. We wasn't dope like that. Me and Rappin' Ron definitely wasn't the dopest niggas, but we was rapping. And I'm thinking like, if this that nigga that was still in junior high school, I got him. I got him, because I'm hella dope right now. And I know he looking at me like, oh, not the wackest nigga in the group. I'm gonna kill this nigga. So it's a 3-on-1. You know what I mean? It's Rappin' Ron and Dilly Dog, and it's Eclipse, who I later found out was my cousin through marriage. You know what I mean? Later on in life, but I'm battling 3 dudes. So take out E, take out Aunt Dilly, and it's just me and Rappin' Ron going back to back. Rappin' Ron is a master freestyler. You know what I mean? Like, back then we were saying writtens, you know what I mean? Written raps. So we all going back to back with writtens. Rappin' Ron was rapping about everything in the room. So we got guitars and shit. Shorty B playing the guitar. Ant Banks on the whoop. Like, he naming all the people. Spice One got the, like, all the in the room. He naming them and naming the clothes they got on and this, that, and the third. And the whole battle was whoever lost got to buy some pizza for the whole studio. So Rappin' Ron ends it with a line like, yeah, man, CNA's, man, go roll some more reefer. Matter of fact, you lost, go buy some more pizza. Everybody, ah! Because the bet was about the pizza. You know what I mean? Some motherfuckers went crazy. So I lost. So everybody seen that. And I just say the Ice Cream Man. I was saving that because I knew that song was so dope that somebody would have stole it. I'm in here with the peers. These dudes are signed. I'm at Dangerous Studios at the shit in West Oakland. Too Short had a West Oakland studio where they do all they shit, 2-story joint. I'm there. It's Too Short, Ant Banks, Shorty B, everybody, all the rappers, everybody there. Rich, everybody's there.
Richie Rich.
All these
Spice
people are
One.
there. Spice, everybody's there. And
So
I'm
all
like,
them watched you battle?
all of them are there. Everybody's here. So I'm like, I can't bust that Ice Cream Man. If I do, somebody's gonna steal it. And sure enough, it wasn't the people in the room. It ended up being somebody else that we'll talk about later on. But yeah, man, after that, we recorded the Ice Cream Man for Drew Down album. He loved us, you know what I mean? Drew Down accepted us as brothers. We made the video. The video was the first viral moment in hip hop, I think, like gangster hip hop, like Bay Area gangster hip hop, because not only did we do the Ice Cream Man video, CNH, I gotta give the props to the executive producer. He was a vivid car collector, you know what I mean? So he had all the decked out cars. He won trophies and shit for all his cars being candy painted, nice interior, triple gold Dayton's and Vogues and all types of shit. So he was winning hella car trophies with his cars and shit, you know what I mean? So him being the car collector dude, he like, okay, we gonna have the ice cream truck in the video. But yeah, we gonna put the ice cream truck on triple gold Dayton's and Vogues, yeah, man, whoa, 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 whoa. So we like, okay, shit, whatever. That pulled up with a brand new Coke white ice cream truck on triple gold Dayton's and Vogues for the video shoot. Like, yeah, this is what we doing. First time ever seen on the planet. The first time I'm seen them rims on the ice cream, rims on the ice cream truck, period. So this is 93. It's 93. So we do the video shoot, you know, we putting on, like, everybody in Oakland showed up. Like, it was a video where everybody was just together. Like, Oakland was proud of this moment. You know what I mean? Because you got the Ville, you know what I mean, which is me. My nigga got Drew Down, he from the 50s, and CNH, he from the 50s, and Tap In with the Ville. It was just so much street shit tied in with us, you know what I mean? So many cloths and so many avenues and streets that we brought out damn near the whole East Oakland when we did that video shoot. And it was legendary, so legendary that, you know, a year or two later, you know, you get Friday. And you get Big Worm riding the ice cream truck with a perm, like our executive producer, with the triple gold dates. You know what I mean? But they clowning. But we was the first to do it in the actual video shoot. So we made waves to where LA recognized. You know what I mean? And we got a deal after that. Drew Down got the deal. He got signed to Relativity. And they was looking for the next people, you know what I mean? So they signed us, they signed Mac Mall, they signed Richie Rich, they signed 3 Times Crazy. Everybody in the Bay started getting signed, you know what I mean, period. Everybody started getting signed. It was like, you know, a gold rush towards the Bay Area. you know.
What was that transition like from, because you said you were in the streets and then you started doing music more. What was that transition like for you?
Basically, I stopped selling crack. And then, you know, just like you can't get, you know, and like start selling weed. So I was selling weed and shit at the studios and shit. I was a dude that was against drugs. Like, nigga, y'all smoking weed, y'all gonna be my next customer for the crack and so on, so on. So I was against all that shit. So I was always taught not to get high off your own supply. So once we start rapping, smoking weed and shit became a part of the culture. You know what I mean? So I was selling weed to all the in the studio, period. I was on tour selling weed to Biggie, Faith, Naughty by Nature, everybody when we went on that tour. So I was still on the street mentality, you know what I mean? But after I came off that tour, we made so much money. We had opportunities with so many soundtracks, and we did a song with Quincy Jones, got cashed out big time for it, that the song that we got Grammy nominated for. It's like, you can't keep a foot in the street and, you know what I mean, do this rap shit. So I let it all go, you know what I mean, period. Let that shit go.
Was there any bad situations you had when you were selling drugs and doing it in the streets?
You take losses, of course. You take losses and shit. That happens with the game. One situation that happened when I got shot up on my own block, you know what I mean, period. I got checked, you know what I mean. It was a demonstration for me doing some shit out of pocket. So it happens, some shit like that happens sometimes, you know what I mean. Come through the block, shoot shit up, somebody gets shot, you know what I mean. So yeah, you go through they shit, shoot shit up, somebody gets shot. So yeah, it was a lot of demo tapes and shit.
Where'd you get shot at?
I got shot, I ain't gonna tell you.
Okay.
Embarrassing spot.
Embarrassing spot, okay.
Embarrassing, man. But yeah, I survived. That's all I know. I survived.
Was it like a drive-by or were
Nah,
like
hell no. I was getting disciplined, man. I was getting disciplined. I did some out-of-pocket shit, you know what I mean, to one of the OGs of my neighborhood, and he sicked the young hyenas on me. You know, my homies, my crew. You know what I mean? My crew had to discipline me, and yeah, it got ugly. You know what I mean? It went from...
They didn't try to jump you first? Usually the discipline is a jumping.
I got jumped, but I survived the jump. The jump didn't work. Then I had to do the 101. The 101 didn't work. I won that. And I'm like, I'm done. I'm walking off. And they like, no, you're not done. They got the popping at me. So, yeah, so that's how that happened, man. But I outdid all that. And then I was still standing, so they came with some pistols on me. I mean, one dude came with a pistol on me, you know what I mean? We could have kept fighting. It didn't even need all that, you know what I mean? But it happens in the streets, you know what I mean, period. And when you do out-of-pocket shit, you get checked. So I'm not saying that you have to get shot, but you need to be disciplined. So I wish that was still around when, you know what I mean, you got these young dudes in the rap game right now, just full kamikaze. They do what the fuck they want to do. And there's no repercussions, nobody checking them, nobody disciplining them, or none of that shit. So we got disciplined and we knew what not to do, period. Even if it came with me getting shot, I knew not to do that shit again, period. These
how bad was it?
Huh?
How bad was the
I had a flesh wound. I had a flesh wound.
Oh, okay.
The bullet's still in me. I had a flesh wound, man.
Bullet's still in you?
I got shot in the muscle.
Can you feel it? Can you
Nah,
still
hell
feel it in your muscle?
I didn't feel it when I got shot.
You didn't feel it? Yeah.
Hell
I interviewed Luniz out of Chicago. I don't know if you know.
Yeah, yeah.
But he got shot in the neck.
Right.
What did it feel like when that bullet first hit you? What were you thinking?
I ain't even realize I was shot. I just like felt rips coming through the car, but I ain't realize I was hit until I got out the car and went to another person's car, like asking for help. They was like looking at me like scared and shit. Like, what the fuck? Like something was wrong. They was looking at me like something was wrong. So I knew something was wrong at the time. I'm like, damn. And I just felt my neck, and I felt blood coming from my neck. I just put my thing over my shit, like, and just let them take me to the hospital.
And he was telling me that, like, when he got shot, like, he didn't even realize he was shot at first.
Yeah, because so much adrenaline. The adrenaline is pumping, you know what I mean? So when I got shot, it felt like a Charlie horse, like somebody just socked me real hard. You know what I mean? Like how you get a Charlie horse when you get shot. It was like that, and I just kept running, like I didn't even feel it. And then I lay down in the bed, and my grandma, I'm living with my grandma at the time, she like, you know, come in, check on me, turn on the light, and the whole bed is bloody red. And she like, oh my God! And she called the ambulance. That's when I noticed I'm shot. I ain't even noticed. Like literally until I lay down and the whole bed is bloody. Yeah, I ain't even noticed, man, so.
Wow.
I thought like I sprung something or cracked something when I you know what I mean, was running. I thought like, oh, I must have sprung something, like, you know what I mean, I'm running too fast. I didn't even feel it. So, yeah, but I ain't saying people need to be shot, but they need to be checked when they doing disrespectful shit. You know what I mean, period. I ain't need to be shot. I could have been jumped or whatever, but when kids doing disrespectful shit and getting out of line and, you know what I mean, yeah, somebody got to check them. So I got checked, you know what I mean? I ain't perfect, you know? Shit happens. Being a youngster, you got to bump your head to learn how to ride the bike, right?
Nah, real shit, man.
Straight up. So I mean, shit happens in these streets, man. If you're a part of it, you know what I mean, you can't escape it. You know, you can't just be part of the money side. Like, I'm making money and I'm splurging. No, it's a deadly side that comes with it. Jail, prison, you know what I mean, funk with other territories and shit that's trying to get what you got. You know what I mean? People trying to come to your turf and grind and make money. Like, that's folk. That's pistol play. You know what I mean? Prison, juvenile, all the shit. You know what I mean? Gun, shootouts, stabbings. You know what I mean? Dope fiends trying to rob you and shit. Get over on you. BGF out of jail, buffing shit, heroin addicts. They coming and choking motherfuckers out, taking their sacks. The little young 14, 15-year-old, man, give me your money. I'll beat your ass. You know what I mean? That type of shit. They coming through and terrorizing too, the old folks. So just being a part of that type of lifestyle just makes you a different type of individual than a lot of people that's, you know what I mean, not part of that lifestyle. Like, you got people that really come from good homes, you know what I mean, good families, they got the mom and parents in the house, they in a good area, you know, good schooling, private school, shit like that. Nah, I'm from the free lunch line and the welfare line, man, period. With the Black Panthers took care of the neighborhood, you know what I mean, gave us the free lunch programs in the recreation centers, you know what I mean, where the streets had to raise the kids because the father wasn't there, the mother wasn't there. So that's me, the product of that. So yeah, it made me who I am. I don't regret none of the shit, period. I'd rather be raised how I was raised than raised as a square Pooh Bear. Because when I do my art, when I rap, I have something to talk about. I have a life that I live that people make movies about. Like one day of my life will be like paid in full. Literally, like just one day. Not talking about all the days and all the crazy shit that happened as far as gangster shit. So if I got a paid in full movie in one day, one episode that happened with me when I was young could be like compared to the whole paid in full movie. So if I got that and I can't make movies and I know how to rap, I'm gonna paint these pictures with my rap. So when I rap, I go in there doing my storytelling about me, my life, you know what I mean, period. Past shit, you know what I mean, that I did back then that people, you know, make movies about and make serious, like Snowfall and shit. You know what I mean? I was out there when crack got first made. You know what I mean? My uncles and them, all that, like my lineage was out there, part of that type of shit. So when I got that type of connection when growing up and they making movies about this shit, I could rap about it and give that same dialogue, you know what I mean? So that's all I'm doing, rapping about, you know, shit that I've been through, dangerous shit, you know what I mean, that I'm lucky to be here to talk about, you know what I mean? Serious shit, you know what I mean, that only a certain few, a chosen few could talk about, you know what I mean, not everybody, you know, so not only not just to brag or boast about that lifestyle, but to tell people that don't want that lifestyle, like, this is it, do you want it or not? You know what I mean? If you're getting this type of lifestyle, it's prison, death, you're getting shot, stabbed, robbed, all that shit. But on the other side, you get some money. It comes with money. But is making that little bit of money worth risking and going to jail for football numbers, risking your life? Is it worth it? So it's on the listener to decide when he hear the music, like, damn, that's cool, he went through that, but do I want to go through that to make this street money? So I give them an option, you know what I mean? Like, people say, oh, gangsta music is negative. No, the average white boy ain't never went to the neighborhood. You know what I mean? The average Asian guy probably ain't never been to the block or never, you know what I mean? So when Ice Cube talking this shit and Eazy-E talking their shit, I never knew about gangbang culture until I listened to them type of dudes. Okay, we seen colors. But I didn't know the particulars until I start listening to gangster rap, and they told me the protocols with certain gangs, you know what I mean? And boom, same with you listening to Too Short. He told you about the protocol of how it's big pimping and macking in the Bay Area back in the day. You know what I mean? So rapping gives you, or rappers give you a demographic of what they going through in their neighborhood and what they shit is like. And the listener is either learning history, you know what I mean, or learning what to do or what not to do, you know what I mean, or just entertained by it, you know what I mean, period, you know. So I learned a lot by listening to gangster rap, period. What hats not to wear, you go to Chicago, can't wear your hat, like I learned that from listening to rap. I didn't have to go to Chicago and have my hat to the side and get my brain blown off, you know what I mean. I learned about certain areas, you know what I mean, how to survive in South Central. You know what I mean? With Ice Cube, a place where a pack of the gas is fundamental first. You don't learn the shit in the handbook. Here's a close look at a rap crook. Rule number 1, get your ass a gun, a 9 in your ass, a beef, like shit like that. Let you know, like, this ain't all palm trees in Hollywood. When I land on that, I gotta get a 9, my ass gonna be fine. This is in the 80s, in the 90s, bro. So, yeah, like Too Short doing the ghetto, talking about, like, you know, East Oakland, dope fiend chop with a pipe in the mouth, dope fiend die with a pipe in them. Like, you know, when you come to Oakland, you gonna see that type of shit is giving you a vivid, like a movie, but it's on lyrics. It's giving you a vivid vision of what this dude is going through, or what his neighborhood is, and they struggle. So it's a testimony, you know what I mean? It's like we the commentators of the neighborhood. It's like when they get on ESPN and they get on these sport channels, the ex, you know what I mean, the ex ball players and shit, you know what I mean? They talk they shit about the game because they know the game. We the commentators of the street, you know what I mean, that retired from the street like the retired ball player, and they live to talk about this shit. Same with us, man. We the commentators of the street, and we live to talk about this shit. We should write books, straight up, but we do it musically, and it's dope. And it's accepted by everybody, you know? So, yeah, salute the gangster rap, as much as people hate it, you know?
Yeah, definitely, man. I grew up, you know, on gangster rap. My era of music is Death Row, you know?
Right.
Biggie.
Death Row.
You know, the Death Row area. You mentioned you went on tour with Biggie.
Yeah, definitely, man. That was our first big tour. You know, shout out to Al Heyman, man. Al Heyman was doing tours back then, so that was the first time I like, yo, me being a young dude from the block, I cussed Al Heyman out on the phone, literally. Like, I ain't gonna tell you what they offered us, but I was like, yo, we getting like triple that. Just doing, you know what I mean? Just book dates. You got us on a tour for 50 dates and we're getting, I can't roll with that. And it's like, man, this is woo, woo, woo. Like, Al Heyman had to bust it down to me, the significance of this tour. And I was like, okay, cool, let's do it. You know what I mean? But that's how much of a street dude I was. If it didn't make sense with the money, why do it? You know what I mean? We here, if I'm getting more money over here, why do it for less? You know what I mean? But he said, hey man, back to back to back to back. You're gonna have about 2 days off. It's every day you're gonna be getting that. Every other day, every day you're gonna be getting that. Besides 2 days of the week. Now you probably booked 2 days of the whole week, or probably 3 days. You're gonna be booked 5 to 6 days a week, compared to your 2 dates on your weekend that you're getting that full price, or your 1 date on the weekend. What adds up? What you talking about? So, end up getting on tour with Al Heyman and Biggie Smalls. It was the BET Teen Summit tour. So, Biggie Smalls, Jodeci, Mary J. Blige, Faith Evans, Junior Mafia, Lil' Kim, Naughty by Nature, Missy Elliott, Timbaland. They was opening acts at that time. They wasn't even Missy Elliott and Timbaland. Adina Howard. And who else was on with us? It's like I'm missing somebody. I said Jodeci, right?
I think so.
And Jodeci. So yeah, we on tour. We going ham. You know what I mean? Period. Instantly, my first few days on the tour, you know what I mean? We being from the Bay back then, they knew we had weed.
And this was right after I Got 5 on It came out, right?
This is like 5 on It comes out 4th of July. You know what I mean? I Race Cycle comes out on 4th of July. 5 on It come out in June. We go platinum within a month. Before the album came out, I think. Before the album even dropped, we was on tour with Biggie and them. I think we went in July or June. I think it was June or because we were still doing the remix and shit. I want to say it was July, and we was on that month and got kicked off that bitch. Period, for shit that other people was doing. We was the opening acts. It was us, Adina Howard, Missy and them was before Adina Howard. So they had some type of groups. That was a Devontae Swain artist. So Missy, Timberland, and they had some type of techno matrix looking shit with all the leather and shit. So they was some type of group. They was killing it. And then Adina Howard come on, then we come on. So on tour, it's a rule, nobody come on stage with liquor, you know what I mean? Because if you spill it, you know what I mean? But you got pyrotech and shit going, explosions in certain areas. People got to be a explosion, a firework gonna go off, some fire or something. So, and you got people doing dance routines. You got Dina Howard, everybody got dance steps, Faith Evans, everybody got dancers and shit. So the stage got to be smooth. You can't come on that liquor. So the only people who come on stage with liquor is at the end, which is the headline, is Puffy and Biggie and them. So they come out there popping bottles and shit. It's the end of the night. They just gotta watch the floor themselves, make sure they don't slip. It ain't endangering nobody else. So they come out popping bottles and shit, they doing their thing. So we like, man, that. It's just, how the they can pop bottles? So we go up there a couple times with our bottles and shit. They warned us, gave us hella warnings and shit. Don't do it. I think one time, the last time, I think one of Dina Howard, somebody dancer fucked up. Somebody, blah, fucked up on stage. After that, we was out of there. They kicked us off for bringing liquor on stage, man. So, it was a hazard. They could sue. You know what I mean? You got dancers doing dance steps. If that flow slippery, whoever fall, they could either sue the arena or sue Al Heyman. So, yeah, they kicked us off for just being disrespectful, man. We was young. We didn't know what type of opportunity we had. We fresh dudes off the streets. Our first time seeing Puff and all them.
This is when you got cool with Biggie?
Yeah, super. They're selling weed, man. Making weed, make friends, man. I mean, selling weed, make friends, man. Smoking weed, make friends. So,
what was it like? What was Biggie like back then? Did you guys ever hang out? Anything happen? Any stories you could talk about?
Man,
from the tour?
Shit, man. I was the battle rapper, man. So we had these battle raps and shit in hotel rooms and lobbies and shit. What's my dude name, man? He's a comedian right now, but I had to battle this guy. And we went for a long time. We was in D.C. What's my dude name, man? He's a buff. He be doing a lot of stuff on IG. What's my nigga name? But yeah.
A comedian from back then?
Yeah, comedian. He got the footage, I think. He talks about it. Not Faze. Hell, Faizon wasn't rapping back then, man. What's my dude name, man?
A rapper,
He don't rap right now in this little IG and this comedian stuff, but he been on movies and all types of shit. He's very successful, man. Salute to him. But yeah, we was battling, man, and Biggie and them would always sick me out the battle. They knew I was just a freestyler, you know what I mean, period. So they holding on my back like I'm a pit bull and I'm battling this dude. And he tells the same story, man. We went for hella long, back to back to back. And that's when Biggie and them, you know, start me because they knew I was a spitter. Not only did I have the weed, I could really with it like how they do it. You know what I mean? So we just clicked on that type of level. Me and the Junior Mafia was hella cool. Me, Little C's and them, hella cool, man. I watched Little C's and them beat up one of their members. They kicked the out the group. You know what I mean? I think he picked on one of the littlest Junior Mafia. The whole Junior Mafia, they jumped the big. He was the rap like, it was the biggest Junior Mafia, the tall. They all jumped that nigga. All them little niggas. That the nigga with Coca-Cola cans and shit. We on the tour bus. We on their tour bus, burning it down in front of the hotel. And I think Big just get news that Fate, that's when Fate got on the tour. So Fate just popped on the tour because allegedly, you know what I mean, Lil' Kim was, you know what I mean, and Big was staying in the same hotel room. So this is when and that Faith is coming. You know what I mean? So this is when they got to do the Little Kim scramble, get her up out of there. In the midst of that, I guess the big dude had a fight with the little dude in Junior Mafia. We all on the tour bus smoking while this shit going down in the hotel. We outside. And they just get the pounding, the big dude, Little C's, all them dudes get the whooped his ass, and they told him what went down, and Big kicked him out the group, and we was in D.C., so they made him catch a cab from D.C. back to New York. They didn't even fly the nigga or nothing. He had to catch a cab. He had to just get the fuck on, period. No tour bus or nothing. So I watched them lose a member on that tour. I watched.
What? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say what happened when Faith showed up.
When Faith showed up, you know the rumors. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But after that incident, Little Kim, everybody had different hotel rooms. You know what I mean? That's when the shit got separate, and everybody was staying at the same hotel room. So, speaking of that, that's another reason why we got kicked off. So we over here chilling. We in a whole nother hotel building. Little C's and them burn up their room.
Burn up their room?
Burn up the carpet, smoking weed, burn up the carpet, shit catch on fire. So they blame the shit on the Luniz. We ain't even in the same goddamn hotel room. So it's a lot of shit that was getting blamed on us. And then when we bought the liquor on stage, it was like the last straw. But we didn't do the other shit. We bought the liquor, yeah, that was our first. But the goddamn burning down the hotel, they had to evacuate that hotel.
Oh,
everybody had to get out. The shit was on fire. They burned the shit, burnt the room down. It wasn't us, we wasn't even there. And then there was an incident where Tretch and them like whooped the undercover fucking officer with his chain. You know, Tretch was had a big ass dog gate chain on his neck. They're like, somebody beat somebody up with a gate chain. They came to us, searching our van, our tour, our little van and shit, that searched our whole van, pulled us out, searches and shit. Yeah, you the guys that beat the guy with the chain. We like, what the fuck? Guys, a gate chain on their neck. It's only one artist I know on this. I'm not gonna say it, but yeah, we got blamed for that too. They hit us up, man, period. Like looking for the chain, the gate chain, and we like, man, we know who that is, man, and y'all know who it is, but they sent it that way to protect them. They the headliners, you know what I mean? So they gonna protect Tretch and Naughty by Nature. They ain't gonna say they beat up an undercover cop with a goddamn neck chain, you know what I mean? A fucking gate chain, but we got blamed for that. So there's a lot of this bullshit getting blamed on us. But when Faith got on tour, man, she became one of my #1 weed clients. Yeah, I'm smoking. I'm in Faith's room every morning, just selling her weed. Like I seen her in her boxes and tank top, just chilling. And she had a daughter in there. You know what I mean? China. I think her daughter name is China. So yeah, like Faith was cool as. Like me and Faith was cool as fuck. Me and Big got cool, me and Little C's, everybody got cool. So long story short, they come back to Cali in '97 and they need some tree. You know what I mean? I'm the weed on tour, so of course they're gonna hit the weed. And you know, at that time I wasn't the weed, I fully gave it up, but I knew where to get some weed at in LA, and I picked it up and I bought it to him. And I was able to be with Biggie, you know, 3 days before he got, he went to the, to heaven or to the next, you know what I mean, the promised land, you know what I mean, before the drama happened.
What was that like? What was the conversation like?
I wanted to warn him. I wanted to just warn him, you know what I mean, when I got there. Because, you know, being out here in LA is big, but it's not big. You know what I mean? Everybody's tapped in with each other. Everybody know each other. Everybody got somebody working or somebody know this. So I'm telling Big that, yo, I don't know what y'all did, but mad that y'all wearing red New York hats. So this is before the multicolor hats were being made. You know what I mean? This is before the different color New York. This is in '97. That shit ain't been invented. They didn't have a different color Dodger hat. They just had the fucking navy blue Dodger hat. They had the royal blue, and they had the navy blue New York hat. They didn't have multicolors at that time. So they were going through the Beverly Center with red New York Yankee hats on. LA felt like he was disrespecting the Bloods, Pac, everybody. So I'm like, yo, get rid of the hats. Filling the hats, bro, period. Like, you mad. Period. Like, you think like people love you out here, you coming, no, they are mad, they angry. You got gang people angry. And then another thing, these bitches. You got every bitch that hang at death row right here in your room. I'm like, yo, them right there, that's all death row chicks. Them death row groupies right there. They know where your room is at, bro. Like, you gotta think more smart, bro. You gotta do your thing, like, by yourself, man. You gotta separate. So he got out the Four Seasons quick after that. They were staying at the Four Seasons. I let them know, like, you got death row chicks all through this, man. You too loose. These death row groupies, they go right back and let these, they know where you at. They know. If you want some art of war shit, they know where you at. Get out of here, bro. Period. So, besides that, they was talking about Tupac, how much love they have for Tupac. Him and C's was saying they had a lot of love for Tupac, that they would never set Tupac up. Tupac was the big bro. They had nothing but love for Tupac. They don't know why Pac implicated them in it. You know, Pac know, you know what I mean? Big said that he warned Pac about the people that he was hanging with. Like, yo, them people ain't the right people to rock with like that. He said, I told him, I warned them. You know, then he went back and told them, you know what I mean, that I told him. So I tried to warn him not to hang with them people, and what happened, you know, but I ain't have nothing to do with it. And they like, we love Pac. Like, Pac did this. He was the first to do, Pac came through with the Rolex. Like, they naming shit that Pac, like legendary shit that they neighborhood love. Like, oh, remember Pac came through the barbecue, oh, yeah, Pac. Like, they had them type of, you know what I mean? Like, they love Pac. Biggie had love for Pac. Lil C's unconditional love for Pac, and Biggie was like just befuddled, like, yo, we supposed to be just taking this shit over, me and him, why we out? I don't know what the fuck. So, yeah, that was the conversation, man, and I seen it in his eyes, the way they was talking, the memories of how Pac used to pull up in their neighborhood and what he did for them. They loved that dude, you know what I mean? Had nothing but love for that dude, period. So that was one of the dope stories I got. I guess Crush on You was being premiered the following Monday. You know what I mean? That Monday, it was gonna be premiered on MTV, Crush on You. That's a video with Lil C's and Lil Kim, Junior Mafia. So they got the video. They just got it back, the video VHS. So we watching, you know what I mean, the video, and C's going crazy. We about to kill it. We about to crush it. Yo. And everybody's going crazy, popping bottles of champagne and shit, looking at the video in the hotel room. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, this shit about to get premiered and woo, woo, woo. Yeah, so, yeah, that was right when Crush on You was about to be premiered. So, yeah, then 3 days later, I was talking to Big. We were supposed to get him on the Luniz album. You know what I mean? He was supposed to be on Lunatic Music. So before that, prior to that, we had did, Puffy had did a remix of 5 on it, like, called Satisfy You with R. Kelly. He did one, you know, not a remix, but he did a 5 on it do-over with R. Kelly called Satisfy You. So Puff came and got me and Numb for the remix. So we already had a relationship with them doing music and shit. So I'm like, yo, man, tell them, you know, woo, 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 we need you on the Lunatic Music. And he's like, yo, get that Puff, it's good, man, woo, 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 we out here, let's do it. And then 3 days later, you know what I mean, yeah, he, you know, the bullshit happened. So rest in peace, Biggie, that was my guy, period. You know, Puff and them treated us right, you know what I mean, as far as the Satisfy You thing. A lot of people will redo your music and don't even reach out to you. You know what I mean? Puff, he redid that R. Kelly and got us on a remix. You know what I mean? Period. Gave us a check for that. So I appreciate him for doing that. How many people we did 5 on it don't even reach out to us? You know what I mean? So salute to Puff for keeping it a buck. And rest in peace to Biggie, man. He was a real funny as fuck, cool as shit. Junior Mafia, cool as fuck. You know what I mean? Straight up.
Definitely, man. Yeah. Yeah, you mentioned 5 on it. How did 5 on it come together?
Oh shit, man. Shout out. It's everybody pitched in on that, man. Numb had an idea, so shout out Numb. Numb came up with the idea to rap about what it takes to get the weed instead of rapping about being high. So it was a lot of songs about just being high. Everybody, I'm high, I'm high, I'm high. But we teenagers at this time, and pitch in. Teenagers pitch in, 5'5", get you a 10 sack, you know, 4 people pitch in 5, 20 sack, you know, gas money, pitch in a couple dollars, we got gas money, pitch in for the 40 ounce, you know what I mean, whatever liquor we getting. It was a pitch in type of game when we was teenagers, you know what I mean, pitching in for the Henny, pitching in. So now I was like, yo, I got 5 on it. I got 5, what you got, nigga? And I'm a freestyle expert. I'm like, damn, I think I got $2 in my sock, nigga. And then we just kept freestyling. And then we like, yo, let's write this shit down. And so that's how the original 5 on it got made, to where you hear the real one. The real 5 on is me and them going back to back, just rapping about going to get a sack. You know what I mean? Then you get the verses that you hear on the first and second verse. So when the label got it, I mean, I'm fast forwarding. So boom, we freestyling, and we in a trap. You know what I mean? We in a trap. Like, we on this. CNH had this house for us to just vibe and record and shit and write rhymes and shit, man, like this apartment. And this is in the trap, 62nd and Bancroft. Like, this whole apartment building is lit. So we in that and we grimy, you know what I mean? We was broke at that time. We was really pitching in 5 to go get some weed. So we freestyled and shit, wrote the shit down. And Drew Down already had Pimp of the Year with Ant Banks. Ant Banks made that. Drew Down made his old album at Dangerous Studios, produced by Ant Banks and them. So we like, it's our turn, you know what I mean? What we gonna do to be as good as Pimp of the Year? Like, what remake can we flip? And I was like, let's do the Club Nouveau. They was like, what, the Rumors? The Rumors, everybody did the Rumor. I said, no, why you treat me so bad? And I was like, hell yeah. So we go, Telegraph. We go to North Oakland, Telegraph, it's some record store. I remember like it was yesterday. We go to North Oakland, we buy the album, and we got a studio session that night with Tone Capone. So we give the record to Tone Capone. We're like, this is what we want to do. We want you to, you know, remake this. Tone not only remakes it, but he outdoes the original. Like, he fucked the original. Like, the original can't fuck what Tone did. So he outdoes the beat. We like, oh my, like, we think he just gonna sample how it is. He played all that shit all over and did his own shit that just was like, wow. So I had the hook, you know what I mean? I had the hook. So we lay our shit, we lay the back-to-back verse, and I laid the hook, then first verse, and then last verse. So when I laid the hook, Tone was like, it's dope, but I think somebody should sing that. I'm like, hell no, man, it's gonna kill him, but just me saying it. So we leave the studio session, and we come back one day, and boom, Mike Marshall's on that. So Tone knew Mike Marshall, that was a part of the Timex Social Club, you know what I mean, which was, you know what I mean, which sprung off the Club Nouveau after they broke up. So he's a part of the original squad, and we have him singing a fucking hook on their sample. So that right there was mind-blowing, and that Tone knew this guy and was able to pull him in and have him do it. And then, shit, the rest is history, man. And we did that song in '93, right after the Ice Cream Man. We did that shit in '93, and we tucked it. So we put out our little mixtape with the Condom Man on it. You know what I mean? The little mixtape that didn't have Ice Cream Man on. 5 on it. So we put out our mixtape. Drew Down gets signed. Everybody gets signed, and we get signed just for being on Drew Down album, the Ice Cream Man on our mixtape. And when we came to the table with Version, we already had that shit. We kept in a fold from '93. This is '94 now. You know what I mean? When we go up in them offices and we, boom, play 5 on it. They're like, oh, they got it. They got their single already. But it's too long. Y'all rapping for 100 bars each verse. You gotta chop it down to a 16-16 hook, and split a verse on the last one. So we had to chop it up, chop our verses up and shit like that. Take the first verse where we going back to back, take that off and make it radio friendly. And once we did that, they put it out, and shit, man, it hit. That shit, man, that shit did numbers. Everybody got on it. Then we took a page out of Puff book. You know what I mean? That's why I think Puff fuck with us, because he's seen that we bit Flavor of the Year. You know, Puff was the first one with Craig Mack. you know what I mean? Craig Mack had a song called Flavor of the Year. And that shit was bonkers. Like, that shit was going crazy. And then Puff put his artists, Biggie, all his artists on that LL Cool J, Busta Rhymes, everybody on that, right? And made a moment in hip hop that wasn't made. You know what I mean? To where you got different rappers. Like, you have songs with rappers from the same label together or the same crew, but not different rappers from all walks of life all on one song. Puff did that first. So we was like, okay, let's do a Flavor of the Year type of remix to where we have all the top Bay Area artists on this. Just like Puff had all the top New York artists on Flavor of the Year. So we did that with the 5 on the remix, and that shit went bigger than the original 5 on it, like literally. And then we did the video, that shit go crazy. And then by that time, we on tour with Puff and them. So, yeah.
Man, that song was huge. That was like definitely the summer anthem.
Man, shout out Numb, shout out Tone Capone, shout out Mike Marshall, shout out Club Nouveau for even clearing the sample. You know what I mean? The King fella, you know what I mean? Yeah, man, CNH, you know what I mean? Our executive producer, you know what I mean? For hooking us up with a producer like Tone Capone. We didn't know Tone Capone, you know what I mean? That was CNH homie Dollars and Spence, you know what I mean? Spence, that was his production. So them two being homies, you know what I mean? They start working with each other with the artists and shit. So Spence had artists and CNH had artists. So they start, you know, working together. And with that relationship came us working with Tone Capone by working with CNH and Dollars and Spence being together. So that's how that happened. So it's a lot of dots was connected. You know what I mean? We didn't know Tone. That shit wouldn't have never happened without that connection that CNH had with Spence. You know what I mean? Which Spence, you know, and Tone and them had a deal together, and that was his production team, and we went through that. So it's a lot of shit that wouldn't happen. You know what I mean? Like, it's like
a lot of little lucky situations.
We
that
was
kind
lucky
of just
as shit.
Fell into place for you.
We couldn't have did that shit by ourselves. I think if we was signed with somebody else, 5 on it wouldn't have got made. Period. Like that shit happened because of we what was given to us. You know what I mean? We didn't have no Tone Capone. Like, Tone Capone at that time wasn't no Ant Banks. He wasn't hitting like that. Nobody knew. Tone Capone had a group. So nobody was getting no Tone Capone beats like that hit that made no singles at that time. So when we got with Tone Capone, we loved him because he had that type of hip hop type of vibe. You know what I mean? Like, he had that boom bap. And he had that shit, you know what I mean? Like, he could, like, Tone had, it was different than Ant Banks to me. Ant Banks was more funk, soul, you know what I mean? Tone was like, yo, we could play this shit in New York or anywhere. It was more universal. So when we got with Tone, we was like, oh shit. Yeah, this is who we need to produce with. This is who we need to want to do our album. We didn't do no Ant Banks. Ant Banks did Drew shit. Tone did our shit. That was our producer. That was our vibe. So we love Tone, period.
You know, man, I looked the song up before we did the interview, and this shit's kind of crazy, man. It has 134 million views just since 2012.
Yeah.
Like, that's how much this song is a classic, man. I mean, you guys still own your publishing. So you guys, I mean, this song, it must have been paying you pretty good over the 25 plus years or something.
5 on it still pay my bills. 5 on it still pay the bills, man. You know, shout out to Jordan Peele, you know, for the look on the Us movie. That just rebirthed it. You know what I mean? Like, that rebirthed it to the youth of the generation that's now. Like, 5 on is hella old, but when it came out on that movie, you got young teenagers and people in college, and you got marching bands and shit like that in college playing 5 on it because of the movie, you know what I mean, that just reinvented the song, period. So shout out to Jordan Peele for giving us the opportunity. It came with a big check. Everybody got paid off that movie. Even people on the remix got paid from that Jordan Peele movie across the board. So shout out to Jordan Peele, man. Yeah, he just brought new life to I Got 5 on it. And then especially making it a creepy, Jason, Freddy Krueger type of version when he slowed it down, and I'm like, okay, I see. Like, I ain't never heard or thought 5 on it to be a creepy, you know what I mean, like scary type of, you know what I mean, music. But Tone said he always felt it was dark. Thought that 5 on it was dark. I thought it was happy. I never thought it was dark. And when they slowed it down, they made it dark. I'm like, oh shit. And Tone was like, I always thought it was dark. Tone Capone. I never, but when you listen to it, and if you do slow it down, it's dark than the, but I never thought about it like that. But for them to slow it down and make a different version of the shit and just reinvent the shit, yo, we still living. Like it just came out again. You know what I mean? Fresh, brand new. So the little kids that never heard of the Luniz or heard of Yukmouth or Numbskull or Tone Capone or Mike Marshall or whatever, they get a fresh, you know what I mean, reintroduction of us, man. And yeah, it's popping. A lot of people is redoing 5 on it again. A lot of people is playing the shit. It's a lot of love going down, period. So
it's crazy after all this time. That's amazing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just like being real, like after all this time to still be doing those type of numbers, man. That's, you know what I'm saying? Like that's not too many people, man. Even dudes that had, you know, platinum, like they probably never had that type of song that had that kind of impact.
Right.
You know, like that's just crazy, man.
That shit amazing. Yeah. Like I said, amazing. I've been sipping a little, excuse the couple fumbles on the word, but yeah, man, it's amazing. I think, like you say, the stars lined up, the galaxies lined up, the planets, whatever they want to say, that shit lined up. It lined up and it hit, you know what I mean, period. When we came out, we was over Michael Jackson for 4 weeks. No, 3 weeks. Over Biggie, all them for 3 weeks on the Billboard chart with the album, not the single, the album.
Wow.
Yeah, when we first dropped Billboard top 100. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, it made so much waves. I think that when we outdid Mike for them 3 weeks, that's why we ended up getting on Quincy Jones' album. You know what I mean? The juke joint. You know what I mean? Like Quincy Jones would do these albums, you know what I mean, compilation album, back on the block albums, where you have all the top artists and top singers and R&B people, you know what I mean, come on a whole type of compilation, you know, Quincy Jones production album. So he had the juke joints and the back to the block and back on the blocks. So we happen to be a part of one of the juke joints, and I think it's because when we outdid Mike them 3 weeks, yeah. And that's the song that we get Grammy nominated for. Everybody thought 5 on it was Grammy nominated. Nah, it's a song on Quincy Jones' album called Stump. You know, with Shaquille O'Neal, Coolio, us, hella people. It's hella people on that song. It's like a hella people. So that's a song that gets Grammy nominated, not 5 on it.
You had mentioned Tupac.
Yes, sir.
In the past. How'd you meet Tupac?
Basically, let's see, how did I meet Pac? I think through Shock and them, you know what I mean, through Digital Underground. Definitely like the formal introduction. Definitely from Digital Underground, I think.
This was before Pac blew up, I take it.
Hell no, I wasn't part of DU or none of that. My cousin and them, my cousin the Gov, he was dealing with Pac and shit, you know what I mean, during that era. I was a young kid, so we was more of a Digital Underground type of people, you know what I mean? So let's go back, let's rewind to me and Numbskull going to Westlake Junior High School. Westlake Junior High School by Lake Merritt. Money B lived 2 blocks from our high school. So Money B would drive up and down the street in his drop top Mustang and shit. So we you know, Digital Underground out, and then one of their cousins or nephews went to our school. So Money B would be picking them up and shit. So we was more tapping into Digital Underground. So when the 5 on the thing happened, and Digital Underground got on the remix, that began our real relationship, like industry relationship with Digital Underground. So Pac was locked up while we doing this, you know what I mean? While the 5 on the remix was done, Pac was locked up. So we didn't really get able to with him, you know what I mean, period. But when he got out of jail, we added a song for one of the soundtracks. And we was doing a video for it. It was a song for Shock G and them. And we went to the video shoot in LA and Pac showed up. So that gave us our formal introduction to Pac at that video shoot.
Oh, okay.
Which was in 96. 96. So
you didn't meet Pac till, oh wait.
96, yeah.
You didn't meet him till 96.
Because he got out in October, 95. Like around October. So, yeah, right after that. Like, literally, right after that. Like, I want to say January or something, we met him, you know.
Okay. Were you guys going to do any music or anything together, or?
Music did get done, you know what I mean? Pac, you know, he was listening to the Luniz and Drew Down, you know what I mean, period. So he had an admiration for us. So he was doing the All Eyes on Me, you know, and Drew Down, I guess, was at the same hotel Pac was staying at. You know what I mean? And yeah, they Big Syke seen him in the lobby, like, Pac upstairs, nigga, wanna holler at you. So that's when that's allegedly the night when Faith came over to the room, and Drew Down was in the room when she came up. And yeah, Pac like, nigga, watch who I got, or some shit like that. You ain't gonna believe who coming. He said, answer the door. So Drew answered the door, and it was Faith. You know what I mean? Allegedly. This is the story Drew Down tell. So it was Faith, and Pac like, yeah, man, I got this. And Drew had to bounce, but the next day he tell Drew to come to the studio, and he on the intro of Wonder Why You Call You Bitch. One of those, no. Is it he on the intro of one of those? I want to think same hoes. He on the intro, the outro.
Oh, he's on the outro. Is it
the outro, the intro of one of them? I think it's all about you.
I thought I was about to say, I think it is all. Yeah,
I think it's all about you.
It's all about, yeah.
He on the intro, All About You. So, yeah, Drew went to the studio the next day and did All About You. And yeah, that's how Drew Down got on the. And after that, Pac started working on Machiavelli, and at the same time he working on Machiavelli, he's working on an album called One Nation. So that's when he had everybody from the East Coast, you know what I mean, the Midwest, down South, and the West Coast all on one album. So he's dealing with the Goody Mob, he was dealing with Smith & Wesson, you know what I mean, Eric B, you know what I mean, Greg Nice, you know what I mean, just dealing with a lot of people, you know what I mean, a lot of people on the West Coast and shit. So yeah, he wanted us to get on the album. So Numb does a studio session and get on the album. I'm locked up at this time. The Drew Down does a session and get on the album. I never get on the album because I'm locked up, so it never happened with me. But at one time I was in a Can-Am studio with Pac trying to record. I got rubbed the wrong way by Pac.
Okay.
Everybody know this story when I was like, and I get it because now that I'm the dude that people ask, where the weed at? I get what he was saying, so. I asked Pac, we was at Can-Am Studios, and Pac and them had the front studio, Snoop and them had the back studio. So I'm in Pac and them studio. Now while I'm trying to go in Pac and them studio, and Pac is coming out the studio. I'm like, Pac, where the weed at? He's like, nigga, I ain't the weed, nigga, I don't sell weed. And he spin off and just keep, like he was just on his way somewhere. I ain't the weed, nigga, I don't sell weed, and just dip. I was like, nigga. And I get it, cause I don't sell weed, nigga, I'm Tupac. I get it, but at that time, little nigga, how you feel like, nigga, what the nigga just say to me, nigga? Session, man, so I left his session and went to the back and Snoop and them session. They just had weed on the table everywhere, like, nigga, roll up, roll up, roll up. And it was that type of vibe on Snoop shit. Pop was, ain't the weed, nigga. Like, I was like, all right, my nigga. So that was, yeah, a night at Can-Am that I was kind of heated at Pac. And it was a misunderstanding, me taking it too personal. Like, I know, I tell nigga, ain't the weed, man, to this day. I'm like, I ain't the weed, man, I can't sell you nothing, but here you go, roll something up. You know what I mean? So I took it, you know what I mean? Yeah, I went overboard with what I was taking. I got too personal. And to somebody that you like, this Pac, and the nigga Pac come out iced out, you know what I mean? Nigga ain't the weed. It crushed you, all your, you know what I mean? All your shit about Pac just crushed you, like, that nigga. It's just like, and Geminis, you know what I mean? I deal with a few. My mom was a Gemini, so you gotta catch them on their good days. You know what I mean? When they're them. And then a Gemini could be somebody totally different. So I think I caught him on one of them days when he was totally different, but I understand what he was getting at, but he didn't have to yell. He had to yell, "Hey, the motherfucker!" You know what I mean? You could just be like, "Yo, man, I don't sell weed," but my there rolling up, man, go try to find something. He could have been like that. He yelled at it. I don't know what he was going through, but yeah.
You did a tribute song.
Yeah.
Still even after that.
Hell yeah, right after that, man. And I did it because, you know, shout out Tretch, you know what I mean? Tretch was the only one that really did a song after Pac died, and I seen Biggie getting a lot of love, as he should, you know what I mean? Biggie was getting a lot of love, and I didn't see that shit going with Pac. I didn't see that come from, you know, the Death Row imprint like it came from the Bad Boy imprint, you know? So I wrote a song about it, you know what I mean? Pac was still balling, you know what I mean? Remade one of his hits, remade one of his songs called Straight Ballin', you know, that was on the Above the Rim soundtrack, you know what I mean? And yeah, just gave a tribute to Pac, you know what I mean? Then I did the remix and got the Outlaws on it that make sure it's official tissue. Like, I'm not trying to run it up on Pac, none of that shit. Like, I'm already the file on the dude, we got money. So I'm not trying to make a career off this dude, but I think it was what was missing at the time. There was a lot of Biggie, you know what I mean, tributes, and no Tupac. One true Tupac tribute, which came from Tretch at that time.
I was frustrated myself.
Yeah.
I mean, because, you know, I was a big Pac fan at the time,
and
man.
Like, he got it.
I'm like, where are all the tributes, you know? But I didn't know that him and Snoop had a falling out.
Me neither.
Right before he died.
Me neither.
You know?
We all seeing this shit now. I never knew.
Yeah, I'm wondering,
So
like, why
that's
ain't
why
Snoop
doing
no tribute, you know?
We didn't know
no tribute.
the issue with him and Snoop or the Dog Pound and none of that shit. That's inner shit that nobody knew about until now. Like, shit is coming out. But from the outside looking in, we like, why the fuck Snoop didn't do it? Or why this person didn't do it? Or why that? So I'm like, okay, I'ma do it. You know what I mean? Period. I ain't the right one. I ain't got no connection to this like this. I'm not Thug Life. I'm not an outlaw, but I'ma do it. And I'm gonna do it right to where I'm gonna get the Outlaws on the remix and let them hear how they feel about it. You know what I mean? Somebody that's really part of his, you know what I mean, lineage or his crew. You know what I mean? So I made that clear, like, yo, we getting the Outlaws for the remix, and not only did I get the Outlaws for the remix, I helped, you know what I mean, bring them to Rap-A-Lot to get them a deal at Rap-A-Lot. You know what I mean? They left Death Row and came to Rap-A-Lot, you know what I mean? So I was part of, you know what I mean, helping them do that, you know what I mean? And it's out of love for the music that Tupac, you know what I mean, the Outlaws, Thug Life, everybody have done, and that shit needs to continue. Like, everybody was continuing Biggie shit, but nobody was continuing Pac shit. And I'm like, yo, the people who gonna continue Pac legacy is the fucking Outlaws. They young, and they gonna keep this shit lit, period. So I was like, yo, the Outlaws need the torch, period. And this is what Pac would want. So I just spent my time trying to help them on the side, besides doing the song, trying to help them get in a position to just keep the movement going. You know what I mean, period. And right back at me, you know what I mean? Like, when I was dealing with bullshit, they shot me a lot of alley-oops. Still to this day, we shoot each other alley-oops because it's that type of brotherhood, you know what I mean, period. So I got love for the Outlaws, and I wanted nothing but the best for them, and just to give the help, you know what I mean, give them an opportunity to keep that Pac wave going. So not only did I did the remix, I was, you know, trying to help keep the torch lit with the Outlaws.
That's what's up, man.
At the beginning stages. Now, they gonna keep it lit by themselves, of course, but I was trying to help out, you know?
That's what's up. That's what's up, man.
Salute to all the Outlaws, man.
Definitely. Did you ever meet DMX?
Yeah. Yep. We were supposed to, you know, we was managed by the same manager, Uncle Ray. So Uncle Ray was my manager. That's DMX uncle, bar management. So that's how I got the song Puffin' Lie, which is produced by Rough Rider Productions, P Killer Tracks. I got Stuntastic, which is produced by Dame Grease, another Rough Rider producer. So through Uncle Ray, I was able to get that production, you know what I mean? And I was supposed to do a song with X one night, but we was too busy, you know what I mean? But when I met X, it was out here in LA, Enterprise Studios, shooting pool, tank top, like a tank top shooting pool. Ray walks me in it's a kitchen area in an Enterprise studio, and at the pool table. So he's in the kitchen area playing pool, and they introduced me. You know what I mean? Like, oh, this Yuck. Yuck. Oh, I heard you, son. Yeah, you with the man. He was like bigging up Uncle Ray, because that's his uncle. And I'm getting managed by him. Like, Uncle Ray managed me too, man. You in good hand, yo. So, tap, that, boom. And I wiggle. So, yeah, that's the first time I met DMX through Uncle Ray. You know what I mean? Which is his uncle, which is managed me and him and everybody else. So, yeah, I was managed by Uncle Ray.
Was that your only time running into him?
Yeah. X was always on the move. I was more, with the production team, you know what I mean? Like, I was getting my music done, you know what I mean? Like, I'm in Harlem, at Vacant Lot, Dame Grease, you know what I mean? I'm at the Rough Rider Studios and Yonkers, you know what I mean? P Killer Tracks, just getting my level up, you know what I mean? Everybody was doing their thing, you know what I mean? This is when DMX dropped the 2 albums in 1 year, like he's on fire. It's hard to catch this nigga, so. Yeah, but we had did another song too. I mean, our first song we ever did together came through CNH, you know what I mean? My old executive producer that was signed to, he had did an album called Turf Stories. And he had a lot of DMX Rough Riders on that. So he got a song with me, DMX, and Drag On that bitch. So that's the first track I ever did with DMX, but it was set up through my ex record label. Not Uncle Ray.
You didn't get a chance to do it in the studio with him.
I was supposed to record that night when I met him, but some bullshit had happened with me at the studio to where I had to dip, so I fucked that session up. But we were supposed to go in the lab that night when I met him. So I fucked that one up,
You mentioned earlier about the Ice Cream Man situation.
Yeah.
What all happened with all that?
So remember earlier in the interview I said I kept that song a secret because I didn't want nobody to steal it. But I didn't know that somebody would eventually steal it. So let me give you the Ice Cream Man story. So before I got to the studio and battle rap and rhyme, or before I even turned the dope deal to the record deal, I was rapping this shit in the neighborhood, and every nigga in the village knew my shit word for word. So Seagram, rest in peace, he was signed to Rap-A-Lot at the time. So this is when you had to have a beeper, or you had to have a phone number, landline, you know what I mean? So this called my grandma's house, the landline, Seagram. I'm like, what up? He like, the Seagram. I'm like, how the fuck you get my number? It's the OG. I'm like, hell yeah, what's up with you? He like, yeah, man, you got a song called Ice Cream Man. I'm like, hell yeah. He like, let me buy it. I'm thinking he calling like, okay, I'm signed to Rap-A-Lot, about to bring you over there to Rap-A-Lot with me, man. This nigga calling me to tell me he want to buy Ice Cream Man. Seagram. And I'm like, He said, I got $1,000 for you.
$1,000?
I'm looking at $5,000 stacked on my table right now from just me hitting the block. And I'm like, $1,000? Man, no thanks. But good looking, my G. I appreciate you hollering. Bye. Click. Some told me to just hold on to that song. This before I even made the dope deal. I mean, the dope deal into a record deal with CNH. So boom. Some say hold on to that song. Some say don't sell it. Don't sell it to Seagram. The dope deal come through, say that song. The song I said, don't sell to Seagram. I say that verse. Get the deal, right? Next day, got a battle. I don't say it because Seagram just tried to buy this. Seagram, he signed to Rap-A-Lot. A real artist that signed to a record label tried to buy this song. I have all these record label songs. I mean, these record label artists in the building. I don't want to say it, just the concept alone. Ice Cream Man. That you could take that anywhere. It don't have to be my shit word for word. It could just the concept alone. I'm not giving that to them. So I didn't say it. Lost the battle. If I would have said it, I would have won the battle. But the song wouldn't have came out because somebody would have beat me to the punch. So at this time, Master P has a record store selling records in Richmond, California at this time. So he's selling this shit. He's selling Ice Cream Man on Drew Down's album, Fool from the Streets. He's selling this shit at his record shop. He knows exactly who the fuck Ice Cream Man is. You know how close Oakland and Richmond is? As close as LAX and Inglewood or whatever. Like, close. Like, right next to each other. Like, 5 minutes down the freeway. Nigga, so you know. We made this video. We got the ice cream truck. We on all the video jukebox, soul beat. We on all the shit. You seeing this shit. So, boom. We do this in 93. Hit him up with the Ice Cream Man shit. He comes out in 90, I want to say 96, right after. We go hella hard. Nobody really know how the Luniz look worldwide. We go hard, we go 3 times platinum. Then he comes out right after that. Ice Cream Man album. And he's looking like CNH. He has the Ice Cream Man suit on. I want you to clip in the video, our Ice Cream Man video. Clip it in. Show when CNH get dressed in the Ice Cream Man suit, the white Ice Cream Man suit, walk to the ice cream truck with the triple gold Dayton's and shit and ride off. P got the same exact outfit CNH got on in the video. But instead of the white ice cream truck on triple gold Dayton's, it's a white Lexus on triple gold Dayton's. The Ice Cream Man. Same shit, same image, same everything. And instead, like I said, you could take the concept. You don't gotta say it word for word how we see. He took the concept. And instead of rapping it, he sung, it's the ice cream. He sung it and made it more groovy than street. We made it street. He made it more groovy and more something for you could do in the club or, you know what I mean, jingle to, whatever. So he made it more groovy and then try to take credit for the shit. You know what I mean? Like, yo, man, I'm the Ice Cream Man. Nobody the Ice Cream Man. Like, nigga, nobody knew you in Oakland as being the Ice Cream Man, my nigga. Let's be real. You wasn't selling no bricks, my nigga. You was selling records at a record shop, my nigga. Period. Our executive producer, that nigga name was CNH Pure Cane Sugar. Yeah, that was his nickname. Your nickname was Percy Miller or Master P. He got that name for a reason in the streets. Our executive producer got that name for the reason, you know what I mean? Real shit. You didn't get that name. You wasn't a boy out here when crack first got invented. You wasn't out here wiggling and with them kingpins and them kingpins in Oakland and Frisco and Richmond that's doing their thing. You wasn't doing that. Only a select few could say that. And he wasn't one. You gotta, no disrespect to Master P. His business moves and all that, I'm talking about at the beginning. You wasn't that. You wasn't a nigga that had bricks and quarter bricks and half brick, none of that shit. You didn't have a block, a hood. I don't know what you had in Richmond, but you wasn't running that. Nobody said Master P ran shit in Richmond. Richmond is an animal, a whole animal. Nobody could run Richmond. Now, nobody could run Oakland, but you wasn't a big boy in Richmond to where Richmond vouching and talking about him on some street shit. Not at all. You was the record man. You was the CD man. Not the, the cassettes. You was a cassette man. You wasn't an Ice Cream Man. Period. On not one block, none of that shit in the Bay. Nobody ever respected him like, oh, that's the boy. Nobody. So when he came with the shit, and real street from the Bay knew like, who's this nigga? Now down south, he went down south and pulled it off. That's when he made the move. Now he was doing West Coast Bad Boys and everybody's fucking with him. Like, okay, West Coast Bad Boys, he got all the underground artists from Oakland, Richmond, Vallejo, all this shit, Sacramento, got us all on this we fuck with him. And then he moved down south and come Ice Cream Man. And we like, he wasn't that. He was the nigga talking about True and guns and she never taught him, like, where's this Kilo Man and Bird? Like, when? And we all trying to figure this shit out. So when he said it, he wasn't really doing it. He took it from us. Because he seen the wave that it made in the Bay Area. Oh, they did it small time. I'm going to do it bigger than they did it. And that's his approach. And he won. That was his first platinum album or whatever. And after that, he kept it going. So for him not to give us our respect, oh, man, yeah, somebody did it, but I did it better. Like, dog, that little bullshit, nigga, you wasn't an ice cream man, nigga. You went out there with that work in Oakland, nigga. Period. Let's be real. Nigga. You was a college ball player. I don't know how you got your money. I ain't gonna, you got a settlement. You open a record shop. You wasn't on the block. You wasn't with them niggas that could cook a whole kilo up at one time. You wasn't that nigga. People that was around us, the niggas I grew up with, was that. This is what I'm rapping about. Nigga, I'm raised in the shit. I'm watching niggas cook up bricks. One nigga in Oakland could cook up a brick at one time. And this doing it at my house. Nobody could cook one brick up. You had to divvy that shit up. That's why I could make a song called The Ice Cream Man. I'm not out there playing ball and doing all this shit trying to go to college. I'm watching it cook up whole bricks and then I'm cooking up ounces. Nigga, I got a deal. I turned a drug deal into a record deal. I'm really from that cloth. So the shit you talking about didn't add up. And real Bay Area knew he stole from us. And he know exactly the real hitters and the real kingpins in the Bay Area was not him at all. And the niggas that was the kingpins was behind the real like us and Too Short and all that, the kingpins. The real that could say what he talking about. And he wasn't one of them. Never. So for him to be cocky like, I was like, you wasn't no Bay. He got ran up out of Oakland. Got ran up out of there, bro. Pulling up the shows and shit, it's ugly. You gotta go. It's ugly, bro, period, it's ugly. P wasn't really from that cloth, like at that time. I don't know what he did after that, but at that time, we never heard about him really out there in the streets like that. So when he did it, it was a smack in the face to the whole Bay Area. You know what I mean? Like the whole Bay was proud of that because you got so many bosses, so many kingpins, so many different turfs and shit involved with the success of not only Drew Down, not only the Luniz, Too Short, like everybody that's Richie Rich, we all the same clique and crew. Real do this shit. So when that shit came and niggas was like, blood, look at, like who? Where, who? Name one nigga that bought some work from this nigga, man. How's he the ice cream man? And he made it look like he was the biggest kingpin drug dealer in the fucking day. And he wasn't at that time. I don't think he ever was. Ever in life, period. So you talk that shit, you gotta really live it, bro. You can't be fake, a gimmick. That was a gimmick. He gimmicked it. He gimmicked the shit out of it, bro. He was selling albums, he wasn't selling cream.
So people were on him.
Oh yeah.
After he did that.
Cause it's fake. You can't be fake in Oakland. You can't be fake. You can't be fake in the Bay. They're gonna check you for it. Period. We don't do the gimmick shit. We don't do the vanilla ices, none of that shit. You getting checked. Period. Straight up. So it is what it is, man. And more of the story, me and P, you know what I mean? Shout out to big homie T.Y., man. He got me and P together, you know what I mean, in the same room together, and we squashed it. You know what I mean? Period. The whole ice cream man beef. And P broke it down to me in a way that I never looked at it. He made perfectly good sense, though. Perfectly good sense. It was like, yo, can I beef with every say, or nah, or every say a tank or a soldier or wear camouflage? Can I just beef with everybody that do that? Or can I appreciate what I brought to the table and people following it? You tell me. And I was like, yeah, you're supposed to, if you put something out there and you trend set, you know what I mean, people gonna follow it. He said, that's what we did. Y'all set some trends out there in the Bay to where I called the dope man no more, the D-boy. Y'all called it the ice cream man. It became the trend in the Bay Area. So we following the trend that y'all made, and everybody's saying it all around the Bay. So we came with our own version of it. Just being the trend that y'all started. It's still giving salute to y'all. You know? Because we're saying some shit that you invented, that you said. So I'm like, okay, you're right. He's like, man, if I would beef with everybody that say nah, or, you know what I mean, or wear a tank, or, you know what I mean, I'd be beefing with a lot of motherfuckers. And he said, sometimes you gotta take it as a, as a really the wave that you created. You know what I mean? And you create waves and movements to where you want everybody to get in line and do it, but don't get mad when somebody does it and they outdo you at it. You know what I mean? Don't get mad. And I understood that, like, okay, I get it. You know, it was a trend when we came out and called, I mean, shit, Friday took the whole Big Worm shit from Ice Cream Man video shoot. So it was a couple things that got stolen, but we set the trend. Why be mad if we set a legendary trend that made people follow suit? So he said, y'all should be proud of yourself. You know what I mean? Instead of being mad at, you know what I mean, that follow something y'all created. So when he said that, I said, you're absolutely right, my nigga. We dap it up and beef was squashed. So when I was getting real, you know what I mean, emotional about him not being in the streets, he wasn't at that time. I don't know when he was. He probably in New Orleans and the Calio, but I don't know. I didn't hear about it. You know what I mean? We didn't hear about it. We heard about sports. We heard about a record company. I mean, a record shop where he was selling a lot of product. Mom's and pop store. We didn't hear nothing about no legendary street tales and shit like that. You know what I mean? So, but his brother, you know what I mean? His brother that went to jail for a long time. One of them dudes that got locked up is legendary in Richmond. One of them dudes is legendary, but not him. You know what I mean? Period. So, it is what it is. But shout out to Master P. Shout out to the whole No Limit. You know what I mean? It wasn't really no real beef. Like, we had some demonstrations in the street. Nobody got hurt, beat up, or none of that shit. So when me and Pete met, we was able to just squash the shit and it was done. Mm-hmm. How
long after all this happened did you guys meet?
It was like around, I want to say like 2010.
Oh, that long?
Yeah, it was a long time. But when I got to rap a lot, you know what I mean? Jay Prince and P were real close. They had a real close business association. So Jay was like, yo, he with me, like, you know what I mean? It ain't happening on my watch, you know what I mean, period. So just me being tied in with a lot of his homies, you know what I mean, his people's like kind of really squashed it, you know what I mean? Yeah, him being tied in with Jay, I think that probably really squashed it, you know what I mean? And then my homie T.Y., he was tied in with my homie T.Y. out here in L.A. He's the owner of Fathead Clothing. So he had the Fathead Clothing with the Benjamin Franklin, all the bedazzles and shit, Floyd Mayweather, everybody wearing it. And him and P was doing a company together at the time, and this is one of my Ace Boone coons. So he invited me up, unsuspectingly, invites Master P. So just put me there in front of him, like, man, y'all squash this shit, man. Y'all both my homies, and that's how we did it. That's how it happened. So, yeah, you know what I mean? Shout out T.Y., shout out Master P for keeping it a buck, and yeah, I ain't got no problems with that man business. He's an expert business dude, you know what I mean, period. But you wanted me to tell the story how the Ice Cream Man shit happened, and that's it, you know what I mean? It was a vibe, it was a wave, and everybody, you know, hopped on the surfboard, no Frank Ocean. Hey.
Real shit, man. You know, back in the probably like the early 90s, they used to have like hip hop conventions. Jack the Rapper.
Right.
And I believe you went to some of them or a few of them?
Went to one.
Yeah. What was that like?
That Jack the Rapper that I went to was the wildest Jack the Rapper in life, man. That ended up being a Jack the Rapper where we on Rhyme and Reason. Where the Rhyme and Reason video was made. You know, you see us out there with Puff and them, me and Skull. So Biggie, you see him out there. We saw Biggie before he was Big Papa. We saw him when he was notorious, like grimy, looking like Daz Effects with the hoodie and shit on, the boots, the Timbs. You know what I mean? Saw Redman when he's first coming up. Like, this is when these niggas first out the box, Method Man. We seen all them start at these conventions.
What was going on at these conventions? Like, was it networking or?
Nah, it was showcases and networking. Showcases, like everybody got booths and shit. You know what I mean? Record labels got booths all up in the hallways and shit. The whole hotel, it's like a whole hotel convention. Like the ballrooms and shit got shows going on all day, people DJing. You got different events and shit going down, but it's a whole hotel event and everybody's in the whole hotel and shit. So yeah, them hallways like downstairs and by the conventions and shit was filled with hella people. But at this one, this is when Death Row is funking with Luke Skywalker and shit. So Death Row was there like 1,000 deep. They running through that, running it up. You got Puff and them running through that. And this is when Dr. Dre made Dre Day and Snoop is going, they all going at Luke. Man, them goddamn Miami, I don't know where Luke people, man, this was in Orlando, Florida, the Jack the Rapper. We're in Orlando, Florida. Them goddamn Miami came through that bitch so thick, tearing shit up. I ain't gonna explain the you know what I mean, the real details. Only real nigga that was at that Jack the Rapper know exactly what the happened. But it was bad, you know what I mean? It was all bad. Just know that Death Row and Luke Skywalker is funking at this time. And this is the factions that's going at it, why, yeah. So shit gets shut down. What the shit called? I don't know what the squads, the SWAT team come through. They coming through the hallways with helmets and shields and shit. They gas and shit, like it's bananas. Like it was a big brawl.
So so this whole convention is at this hotel.
Yeah.
And there's all types of people from all different record labels.
Yes.
And on top of that, you got Death Row, which is 100 deep, and Luke is hundreds deep.
Luke wasn't supposed to be there. Death Row and Bad Boy and all the other labels, Luke ain't got shit out right now at this time. I don't think he had nothing popping. He just showed up on some wild shit to confront Death Row. You know what I mean? And shit got ugly, man. Period. Shit got ugly, man. It got ugly, man. It got ugly, man. It got ugly to where our record label left us. Like we still had days left. Everybody, executives, everybody, like, we're out of here. They bounced. They just left us, like, we just here. Oh, man, and some incident happened with, I ain't gonna even say that, man.
Okay.
Yeah, something happened, man, to where we is in danger. Let's put it like that. We is in danger. And we telling the label, and they're like, oh shit, you with them people, we're out of here. They was so scared of the people that we got in trouble with that they flew. That was the main thing. Like we had nothing to do with the Luke and them shit, but
did you see the whole fight and everything between them?
Nah, hell nah. That shit got shut down. Like we trying to go to the event. So I guess Death Row had a showcase. So we're all walking down the hallway trying to go to the event and shit to start going down. Everybody's running the opposite way. So we gotta run. Everybody's running and shit and getting trampled and shit. Like, so yeah, but it went down on their showcase. You know, Luke and them popped up thick and started, you know. Yeah, so that shit got shut down. SWAT team came through that, you know, keeping people in their hotel rooms, hella shit. Executives and shit, everybody was gone the next day. We still had like 2-3 more days left. We was there. Yeah, man, so.
Oh, so you stayed even after your security left?
We still had to stay. Security, the label, everybody left. We still there. Promoting this shit, man. Everybody got little. They like, we ain't dealing with this shit. Yeah, this Death Row, Luke Skywalker shit. No, we ain't dealing with this shit. So that shut the party down. Period. Convention down. But I think that planted the seed with Puff. You know what I mean? Because we met Puff and Big, you know, back then. You know what I mean? So us to be on tour with them a year later, this is 94. So we on tour with them the following year. It was literally the following year. This is like summer of 94. By summer of 95, we on tour with them.
Okay, is that where you guys met?
That's where we met. The first time we met Puff, it's on Rhyme and Reason. Rhyme and Reason had the cameras and shit out there. You see me and them out there. I had the Walker wear shit on, a little bandana. Yeah.
Puff was out there. It's been a while since I've seen
Puff was out there, no shirt on and shit, and you know what I mean, doing his Puff. No shirt. You know what I mean? Wildin', man. They had the Craig Mac. That's when Craig and Big was coming. They had the Big Mac package. Like the Big Mac, but they had Craig Mac on the Big Mac box. Yeah, that was a promotional kit. So they had the Craig Mac, Big Mac boxes going through. Redman had some promotional shit that was crazy because he was coming with his first album. So he had the baby. He had the little baby cartoon, the beanie. He had his little promo shit going down. Method Man had his promo shit going down. all the West Coast artists, all the East Coast, everybody was there. Everybody was there. I seen people in their beginnings fucking stages. Literally, like, everybody. Stellar event. It got ended by some drama. And yeah, them type of events, man, be the ultimate networking. You know what I mean? Like when you want to get added on the radio, when you want to get played on MTV, BET, whatever the shit was, you had to like go to them type of events and rub elbows, and hopefully you'll meet an executive at BET or MTV that like your shit, or you know what I mean, a promoter that like your shit and put you on tour and shit like that, or whatever, or a DJ that like your shit, put you on a mixtape. So yeah, it was networking, definitely at its finest, with the biggest of the biggest. You know, we all trying to come up in this shit. So yeah, I've been at one of them conventions with Destiny's Child when they first was coming up. You know what I mean? Beyonce and them, they had to run that circuit too. Like everybody had to run that just to blow their name up. You got to be at these conventions performing and shit. They got showcases, so that got your name out there. So yeah, I done seen Beyonce and them at that shit. You know what I mean? Period. Everybody had to do them to come up.
That's how you networked and met the DJs and a lot of different people from different cities and
everybody
different artists, tours. I mean, that's how you said. I think that's probably what led to your tour.
That's how you get there. It did lead to our tour. Period. But the connections, like you said, like DJs flying in from everywhere. Radio stations, you know what I mean, flying in from everywhere. You want to get added to these top, you know what I mean, top 100, top 40, you know what I mean, radio stations that's, you know what I mean, playing these songs. So you got to go up there and do a dope-ass performance. Now, these top, you know what I mean, radio stations see you like, oh, not only is the song dope, they get down. I'm going to play this more. You know what I mean? So it's just, you know what I mean, promoting and networking, you know what I mean, basically. So, yeah, those was much needed. I don't know where they at now. We need those again. Period, because a lot of people network at parties, and I don't think a party is a good place to network because you can't hear somebody talking with the music playing. You know what I mean? But if you in them hallways without no music playing, you know what I mean, you could talk and hear each other. You know what I mean? You got a desk or booth or something. You could, you know, put your dismount on full tens. You know what I mean? Instead of hey, boom, boom, dum, dum, hey, my name is like, it's hard. It's hard to talk in a club, so you need more network events like that to where people can connect and people can learn this shit, because a lot of the new era, you know what I mean, as far as the streaming shit, a lot of people don't know the game. A lot of people don't know exactly the percentages you're supposed to make, the money you're supposed to make. As far as YouTube, we still up in the loop with that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what a penny per, I don't know what the fuck it is, but I know you gotta sell you gotta do 1,500 streams or something with one sale. I know that. So 1,500 streams on a single to be one sale, one record sale. So nobody knows the breakdown of the shit that they doing right now, period. You gotta do 1,500 streams to be considered of the whole album, to be considered one album sold. How the and what the So you need you need these type of conventions to bust that shit down, to give you the knowledge. They got, you know what I mean, people that's up there talking and give you that type of knowledge and the business of the shit. We all can make music. We all can make, you need to know the business of this shit to make money. We do this shit to make money. If you don't know how you making money, why are you doing this shit? So that is needed. Them conventions are needed, definitely, because they bust that bitch down. You'll get somebody from a top record label, Universal or Atlantic or something, getting up there, give you the blueprint. Somebody from YouTube, like, hey, this is the breakdown, man. Whoop, 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 whoop. And you do 1 million, we gonna whoop, and bust all that shit down so you to where, oh, I get it. Instead of guessing, I'm gonna keep on throwing shit in, and whatever my check is what it is. But you don't know because you don't know. Like, if you know what it is, you can say, I did this, it's gonna add up to this. My check should be that. Instead of guessing, like, oh, they just gave me a check and I hope it's that. No, you know, like, okay, I did this and I know exactly what they say I get. Now I could divvy it up and I know what's coming. Okay, probably some taxes got took off a little bit off, but boom. Or they percentage got took off a little bit off, but I got it. You gotta know what you're getting paid, or they could cheat you.
Real shit, man. It's that's crazy. Yeah, they definitely need something for business or something.
But those conventions have that. Not only with you networking with the music side of the game, they have people giving you the game. You know what I mean? So those are needed.
I noticed that the Luniz haven't did any shows in a while.
Well,
is there a reason for that, or?
No, we have been doing shows, but we've been missing a member. As of now, me and really ain't seeing eye to eye business-wise. You know what I mean? He don't like how I handle business. I don't like how he handle business. So right now, we really not with each other as far as doing shows. You know what I mean? We already connected at the hip, as far as, you know, what we did in the past. But it was a long time, you know what I mean, like of separation. You know what I mean? We grew up together. We was struggling together, you know what I mean? Like literally like from junior high school on up. So that type of vibe, you know what I mean, where you could finish each other's sentences and shit like that, that's gone, you know what I mean? Five on the Pop, you know, we started working on the second album and we split up, you know what I mean? Like he got his own crew, I got my own crew. We start hanging with different people and that slowly, you know, just start putting us apart. So I got my solo deal with Rap A Lot. That really like, you know, put us apart, you know what I mean, straight up. So some things can't be fixed. You know what I mean? You grow apart, you start hanging with new people. Yeah, but that'll always be my brother for life, man. Period. Straight up. I wish him nothing but the best, you know what I mean? And maybe later on in life we'll be able to get it together, but the best groups, it's hard to keep together. You know what I mean? We done seen funk with the best of them. You know what I mean? Like NWA, Wu-Tang, like the list goes on and on. The best groups, and it's all with dealing with different personalities, dealing with different egos, dealing with different attitudes. And yeah, you know what I mean? Sometimes shit is unmanageable, you know what I mean? And when it's just you two.
So there's no way you guys are gonna be doing shows together?
I don't know. I mean, if it could be done like how Phife Dawg and Q-Tip did it, you know, they wasn't seeing eye to eye, you know, before Phife Dawg died. Rest in peace of Phife, but they had to have separate hotels, separate dressing rooms and shit like that. So if we could do something like that, I wouldn't mind. Like, just put me somewhere totally different. I ain't got to see him until we get on stage. Yep, that'd be dope. And I assume he probably feel the same way about me.
Wow, you know? That bad, huh?
Nah, it ain't fighting bad, you know what I mean? I could be in the same room with him, but what I just prefer it to be separate, you know what I mean? Like, cause, you know, he got his crew, I got my crew. My crew is different from how his crew run, you know what I mean? Like me being from the projects, me being from the Ville, you'll think I have the rowdy, you know what I mean? The side that's just tearing shit up and rowdy, but unfortunately, it's not that, you know what I mean? It's the rowdy side on him. And, you know, I know not to bring, you know what I mean, certain people. I could bring a lot, but I can't bring these certain, I know what they do. I know what they're about. You know what I mean? I know if I bring this certain, everybody getting robbed. I know if I bring this certain, somebody gonna get shot. So I know what to do and what not to do. He haven't figured that out yet. And he brings everybody and shit get fucked. You know what I mean? Period. So if it's gonna be like that, I want him to have his own separate thing and I have my own separate thing. So when some do get fucked up, it will be on the right side and set up as a whole. You know what I mean? Because that's a lot of like the Biggie thing. I didn't come on stage with the liquor. Somebody from his crew came on stage with the liquor. Got us kicked off the Biggie Smalls tour. You know what I mean? I had to deal with a case that I didn't have nothing to do with. I had to pay 50 grand for him and his crew. But we're the Luniz. We're getting sued, not his crew. 50,000 for some shit I didn't even have to pay. Go to jail, everything. Court, all types of shit. For something I ain't even do. So when it comes to shit like that, and I'm the from the projects, and I'm sparing you from that. I'm not bringing my project around to do the shit that you're supposed to be good homies is doing, it's a glitch in the matrix. You know what I mean? Like, come on, nigga, we here to make money. Let's make money, and let's make the brand right. Let's not have no ups. Let's keep the brand pure. Let's not do no side sucker shit, no underhand shit. Let's not be stealing and people dressing room drinking up they liquor and the shit that they got on their rider when your crew is drinking people's shit like in their dressing room, but they're supposed to be in our dressing room. What they doing in the next artist's dressing room, drinking up their rider and eating their rider? That's not the move. And I'm the nigga from the projects. You not from the projects. And my nigga not doing that. So how the fuck I'm gonna let you do it? And be cool with it and keep getting us kicked off of the biggest shit ever. Getting kicked off. And just accept it? La 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 la. Like, no. If you wanna fuck by yourself. You ain't gonna fuck up the Luniz name, the brand, none of that shit. Period. Like you seen this interview? I created this shit in juvenile hall. Period. So, like, come on, my nigga. Don't play with me like that. I gave you your name. You was a skinny one. I called you Numbskull. You took the name. Like, come on, my nigga, give me respect. It's like I'm the enemy. You know, like the dudes he hang with, he treat them with more respect than me. The dude that he's making millions of dollars with, I don't get that. It's like, you, but love the motherfucker that just up and ain't did shit for you. But dude that's doing everything together to make this shit happen, to get us both paid, him. So until he could get over that, it will never be us two, to doing our thing together. You know what I mean? It's him. He need to make a decision. I've been a team player. I made this shit as a team. So once he be able to figure out how to be a team player again instead of, making it more about that they ain't got shit to do with us, then we could get back on point. But as long as it's about that, shit, man, hang with them. We made millions, man. I don't know what you're making with them. But if you want to hang with them, my nigga. But they ain't gonna fuck our business up and fuck our opportunity up, fuck the brand up. I'm not letting it happen, not on my watch. So until, he can straighten himself out and get himself business-wise. We're not teenagers, my nigga. We ain't gotta invite every nigga that we know to these big events. We ain't gotta wait at the security trying to get 1,000 niggas in when we go on in 5 minutes. And then you cut into 10 minutes of the show because you so worried about getting niggas in the front door that ain't got shit to do with the show. Don't you got a crew? Why don't you leave somebody out there and get them in and you come to the stage? Because we got to go on in 5 minutes. But instead, you got to be out there and we're cut 10 minutes of our show down at the big 30,000, 40,000 people is there waiting for us. The DJ got to spin some shit because the Luniz is not on stage at stage time. So instead of doing a 15-minute set, we do one song. Is that good with Live Nation? Al Heyman, all these type of, is that good with them? Is that good business? If they pay you for a 15-minute show and you only do 5 minutes? Worried about getting some in that ain't got shit to do with the show? So when shit happen like that, it's like, you do you, I'ma do me. So he's doing shows, I'm doing shows, But separate. But separate, man. He doing his own thing. I can't deal with the sloppiness. Sorry about that.
You got a podcast?
Yeah, definitely, man. Smoke a Lot Radio, a few podcasts, man. But the big one is Smoke a Lot Radio. We are part of Digital Soapbox Network, Watch Pod TV, you know what I mean? So we got some big shit going down, but yeah, we've been doing this shit for a minute, man. Smoke a Lot Radio started in 2010. We was on Blog Talk when motherfuckers had to call up and dial up. In 2014, we did a deal with Be Real TV, so we was over there for 2 years. You know what I mean? And after that, you know what I mean, we got with Digital Soapbox. You know what I mean? I've been doing our thing with them ever since. So yeah, that's been our move, man. And the podcast shit, man. We basically been doing the radio shit. You know what I mean? Podcast shit. Let's take it back to the DVDs. You know, we was doing United Ghettos and shit like in 2001, 2002. So I had the camera, and I'm walking around with the camera everywhere, all the events, all the traveling and shit, and I'm behind the camera, and I'm interviewing people behind the camera. And that's how I got United Ghettos Volume 1, Volume 2, Eye Candy, all the shit. You know, Mac Dre, my homie, started doing DVDs right after that, Trill TV and all the shit he was doing. So we made our own little wave in the Bay Area with independent DVD. You know what I mean, period, along with the top dogs, you know what I mean, the Doggy Diamonds that was doing all the DVDs back in the day, Smack, when he had the raps on DVDs before the YouTube shit and, you know, whatever they got going on right now, but it all came from the DVD era. So I was doing DVDs first, you know what I mean, period, interviewing artists, you know what I mean, so I've been had a passion for the shit, you know what I mean, not just because it's, you know, the wave, everybody got a podcast. I've been interviewing artists. You could go get all my DVDs right now, United Ghettos 1 through 3. I'm interviewing everybody, you know what I mean, behind the camera. So that's been my passion, you know what I mean, just behind the camera. And just trying to give the insight, you know what I mean, to behind the scenes. Like, I don't want the normal interview of an artist. I want artists to be telling me about, yo, we're gonna go through your neighborhood, we're gonna talk about where you was raised up, you know what I mean, like the real shit that you don't give the average on your interview. So I was pressing I was pressing the line back then, you know what I mean, period, and it influenced a lot of people. Shout out to Hood DVD, legendary. Yeah, I mean, they definitely, you know what I mean, was rocking with in the circle. We was all in the same circle. Mac Dre, me, Hood to Hood. We was all in the same circle at the same time doing DVDs. So,
do you have a favorite interview?
Mac Dre. Duh. Mac Dre, man.
Is it out?
Yeah, it's United Ghettos Volume 1. So
I mean, is it on YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So they didn't cut the shit up. United Ghettos all over this. So United Ghettos Volume 1, we do the whole Mac Dre interview. Then right after that, we go into the little hyphy, Ghost Ride the Whip type of scene, and that was a movement. Like, that part of the DVD was felt to where you had Free Big Meech, but you had people out there in Atlanta, you know what I mean, with Mac Dre and Sugar Wolf, you know what I mean? Not Sugar Wolf, was it? Yeah, Sugar Wolf. Mac Dre and Sugar Wolf was doing the Thiz dance and shit, boom, and then it led to everybody doing Thiz dance and everybody in the Bay Area. That Thiz dance clip, and it got clips with Mac Dre and them dancing at the compound and shit. That clip is so monumental. Like, it just influenced everybody. That was like the shit that made the DVD go viral. So Mac Dre, that was the dopest interview, period. That's what made United Ghettos go viral. Made everybody tap in with United Ghettos when Mac Dre was on that. Him and goddamn Sugar Wolf, when they was doing their thing up there in Denver, and they was dancing and shit, boom, then everybody, you got the I'm Terrible in there going crazy, you got the whole chop up that we did with that, as far as the editing, was bananas. You got footage from E40 Mustard and Mayonnaise video shoot, all spilled through that bitch. So yeah, just the footage that I had, you know what I mean, and was able to chop up with that interview was dope. So Mac Dre, definitely.
Do you have any stories hanging out with Mac Dre?
Do I? That's my guy. You know what I mean? That was one of my best friends. It ain't like Tupac, where I met him, you know what I mean? Nah, me and Dre is like this. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Is there anything you can share?
Funny or gangster? Like, what type of story you want?
Either or. Both. I'm down to hear them both.
All right, man, let me think of a wild one, man. Think of a wild one. Oh, United Ghettos, man, shit. A wild funny one was when Bart from 3 Times Crazy and Dre was having a roast session. I caught all this shit on camera. They roasting the shit out of each other, man. Like, killing each other, like before murdering each other. Like they said, I got all this shit on camera. Now, Bart from 3 Times Crazy is a funny man. So yeah, he was giving it to Dre, told Dre he had the extra medium pants on. He had the skinny jeans before skinny jeans was popular. So and he said he had the extra mediums, like it's just legendary moments and shit like that. But Dre, I'm gonna give y'all some game, man. Dre, right after Flavor Flav did his thing, Dre was lined up to get the next reality show out here. So he was coming out here to LA a lot. You know what I mean, tapping in with me, my cousin, hella people. So he was tapping in with my cousin KP so much that he'd leave his car at the condo and switch cars with my cousin and shit, and take my cousin's car and my cousin would take his car and shit. So it was real family with Dre, man. Like real family. Like Dre was a dude that was not only funny and cool as shit and, you know, the dances and shit, but he made sure all his niggas was right. Like, Dre would do a show, and he's getting the money. Bust that bitch down to everybody. Something terrible, everybody getting a cut. He made sure he'd go to the mall, he buying everybody outfits, not just him. He's that type of dude that would just take care of the whole movement, the whole Thiz movement, you know what I mean? He just made sure them niggas, you know what I mean? And that's what I admired about him, like a dude that didn't have a hate bone in his body. You know, a lot of these rappers nowadays, they, fuck that nigga, I'm better than that. Fuck this nigga, I do that. Like Dre was the opposite. Dre wanted to find them niggas, you know what I mean, the dopest niggas. Put them on, like, man, I need woo-woo. Oh, woo-woo was dope. Bring him over here, we gonna do this shit together. So he was with more of getting all the dopest, we mob together instead of, fuck that nigga, I'm the best. I'm the best. He was the first one to literally bring all types of factions of the Bay, Sacramento, Vallejo, Richmond, Oakland, Frisco, EPA, like all factions of the most dangerous parts of fucking the Bay Area in Northern Cali together as one. When was funking and shootouts with each other and shit and couldn't be in the same building, he brought us all to fuck together to get money and no hate. He saluted everybody. He like, duck up. The cold 3 Times Crazy, cold mob figures, Jacker hustle, some cold man. He never was like, I'm better than them, I can fuck them. Like, nah, he like, them niggas dope, I wanna fuck with them. Period. And that's what's missing in rap right now, period. Like, really appreciate dope artists and just wanna rock with them. Instead of being hate, so much competition, so much funk, so much, fuck that nigga, bitch, that nigga. Dre wasn't that. He was the nucleus, the glue. You know what I mean? That made a lot of shit happen, man. So, whew, okay. Dre definitely gonna be missed, man. Period.
Yeah, for sure.
The second nigga that did it like Dre was the Jacker, and the Jacker, we was all together doing that movement. So Jacker seen the blueprint of Mac Dre, and when Dre, you know what I mean, went to, you know what I mean, to heaven, you know, of course, Jacker just kept the torch lit. You know what I mean? Period. So, yeah, Dre and Jacker. You know what I mean? Definitely.
What happened between you and Faison?
That wasn't nothing. That shit ain't nothing, man. Me and Faison, I ain't got no issues with that dude. It was some shit that he said about MC8. I think he had mentioned me or something, threw me up under there, and I responded. You know what I mean? I was like, yo, I'm not with the internet shit, boy. I'm just trying to be cool with the shit, you know what I mean? Because we really from the streets. He's from the streets, you know what I mean? I'm from the streets. So I'm like, yo, instead of being so negative, let's teach these kids how we came up. You know what I mean? How did you stop being a dope dealer and you became a rapper? How you stopped being a gangbang, you became a comedian? So I'm like, instead of hitting these kids with these negative shits, like, yo, we made it, my nigga. Like, we don't need to be promoting violence and shit if we ain't in them streets. If we ain't still in them streets and we all in this Hollywood shit and we living good, like, why are we promoting street violence? And why are we talking about street politics? So that's the thing that I was saying with him, like, bro, we ain't in the streets no more, my nigga. Why are we talking about these street politics? Let's teach motherfuckers how to get out the streets, you know? That was just pertaining to the MCA situation. They said, allegedly, you know, some false shit. I don't know if it's, you know, but to me it was false, because if you ain't got no paperwork, it's false. I can't read an autobiography, a biography,
Oh, is that when them snitch allegations were going out?
Yeah, they said he was a snitch.
You know,
and this came from a memoir, a book.
Okay, you know what's crazy is somebody posted what was supposed to be the paperwork of this case that they were talking about, and I read through it, and I didn't see his name on the paperwork.
But it's a testimony. It's a testimony. So everybody nowadays say if you testify, you snitched.
But yeah, either way, that's okay.
So it was a testimony, and it was about, I guess, an individual got indicted, and it was a testimony about him working on a movie with that individual. So it's nothing to do with crime, nothing to do with getting somebody arrested for crime. This is a legal movie. Lisa Ray, everybody's in it. He's talking about the movie. He's talking about what he got paid to do the movie. That's it. He don't know nothing what this individual got going on behind the scenes. He just got flew out to Chicago to do a movie. That's what the testimony is about. That testimony did not get that individual extra time or nothing. It was just a testimony about what I got paid to do in Chicago. That's it. So people use that snitch word hella lightly. Like, even, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna even go there, but they said it about me, but where's the paperwork? You gotta have paper. Who got arrested? Who got arrested for what 8 said? Who got arrested? But it's easy to just throw that word out there, like, oh, he was in court, oh, he got it, like, no, you gotta, like, people die. I'm from the projects. You gotta have real paperwork to even say that S word or that R word. You gotta show and prove, or your noodles is gonna be on your lap. Period. You can't play with that. You can't put false snitch jackets on. That's not that. I'll fuck you over. Your family will have a headache over that. In the real streets, this industry shit where you can get on YouTube and shit, hey, he's a rat, You haven't been on the block lately. You in your house in the Beverly Hills or wherever you at, nigga, you ain't on these streets. Boy, you can't say that as loosely. You with your mom somewhere behind a computer, you can't say that loosely in these streets unless it's really proven fact. So that's all I was saying on that whole situation. Like, that wasn't a proven fact. And instead of promoting that stupid shit, let's promote us getting out the neighborhood. And that's all I was saying to Faison. I ain't got no problem with Faison. You know, he can have his own opinion about anybody, but unless it's facts, let's put out some facts, man. Let's not, you know, and that's the thing about this black culture, period. It's like we hate on each other so much. It's like other races do shit every day. We don't talk about nothing that they do. Nothing unless they beef. Oh, Machine Gun Kelly and Eminem, they got some rhymes against each other. But other than that, we ain't talking about shit they do. But every thing your brother or your sister do is magnified. Oh, this oh, look at it. Everybody. Let's stop hating each other so much. Period. Like, it's way more other races doing shit. It's way more other people doing bigger shit than we doing in rap. It's way more people with way more money than this nigga and that you focused on and hating. Like, stop looking at people money. Stop counting pockets. Stop, like, that creates hate. Quit counting pockets. Quit being worried about what somebody else is making. Worry about what you making. And if not, use that as motivation. Like, oh, if he could do it, I could do it. That's it. Oh, shit, they made that much money? Shit, well, let me start something. It's, oh, fuck that nigga. He ain't from the hood. That bitch, oh, he gay, oh, he's a sucker, oh, he's a, he got robbed, oh, he's a snitch, oh, like, whoa. But you don't say this about no other race. Why they run it up together. They all together, everybody together, making money, buying property, buying Bitcoin, buying businesses, all this shit, and we over here like this, fuck. We ain't gonna never win. period. So I just want us to get over the black on black hate and the black on black crime. Once we be able to get over that, we can have black on black excellence. They say black excellence for a handful of motherfuckers in the Forbes. What about the rest? You know what I mean? We gotta have real black excellence is to take it back to, you know what I mean, Black Wall Street. You know what I mean? Oklahoma, Tulsa, that's black excellence. You know, to take it back to black excellence is Black Panthers, you know, protecting us, you know what I mean? Shit like that. Right now, we don't got nobody protecting the inner city youth, you know what I mean, or paying for the inner city youth to have breakfast programs, lunch programs, you know what I mean, Pop Warner, all this shit. Like, they look at the Black Panthers like they were some people just with guns. No. They were feeding, homing people, like homeless shelters, all the shit. They were taking care of the community on all levels, not just protection. So we need more of that. People that, as far as the black community, man, I don't know about nobody else. Y'all ain't getting shot on television. If y'all do, they don't show it because they ain't promoting that. But anything happen to a black person, they putting that shit on television. Boom, black person jaywalked and got shot. Black person did this, high-speed chase, got shot. Black person hopped the fence, got shot. Black person put his hands up, got shot. Black person did this, got shot. Like, they pumping that shit for a reason. They don't show no other. You ain't never seen an Asian nigga get shot by the police. If they have, they ain't put it on the eyewitness news. You see a Mexican in a high-speed chase. That's it. You don't see him get shot, killed. But every day, a new black child, a new black kid, a new black woman, new black man getting killed, slid, all types of shit, and it's the normal. So when you promote something so much, it's like people become desensitized to it. You know what I mean? Like, you desensitized to seeing a black man die. But if it's your race, you're, oh my fucking God! But you ain't see it. You ain't see it yet. They're not gonna put that on television because they paint the black man as the big bad wolf, the big gorilla. We're the big, we're bigger, stronger. We got basketball. We're big. We do all that. We're talented. We're gonna kill them. We're black. We're ugly. We're. And the news and the media spread that. You know what I mean? And then that's where it got all eyes on black people. Oh, people grabbing their purses and shit. Old lady grabbing their purse when they see a black person. It's pumped by the media. Police always want to shoot a black person, but a white, no disrespect, but a white out waving his gun. Oh, you leave me alone, you please put it down, sir, put it down. This motherfucker waving a gun at everybody. Put it down, sir. Got a knife, waving it. Hey, I know judo, I know karate. Get away from me. Put it down, sir. Please put it down. You had a shootout with two white kids on some Grand Theft Auto shit. They broke into a house and they found guns, ammunition. They had to shoot out with the police. A white female child got killed by the police and the other white child came out with his hands up. We heard about that shit for one day. Nobody said nothing about, hey, the white kids are being influenced by video games, or the white kids are, you know what I mean, terrorizing and shooting schools up and shit. None of that. It's one day. It's one day. What they do. But it make us look like we're the going shooting up schools, shooting up churches, shooting up government, raiding capitals and shit. We don't do that. But on the news, you see it, oh, the black guy's the enemy. The black guy's doing this, that, doing that, and the third. With that being said, we need to unify and stop hating on each other, because as long as we hate on each other, everybody else gonna hate. They got the free pass, period. They got the free pass, nigga. Y'all kill each other, so we could kill y'all too. Y'all don't give a fuck about y'all killing each other, so why should we give a fuck? So, but that being said, we need to strengthen. We need to hold ourselves down. Like the Asians hold themselves down. They got a Chinatown in every city in America. Like, come on, man. The Indians are held down. They got ranches and all types of casinos and shit and properties everywhere. Like, everybody's Jewish people got shit everywhere. The black people ain't got shit but hip hop and sports. We're just entertainment. That's it. We could be entertainment. We can't do nothing else. But everybody else could make big ass moves in Chinatown over here and little this over here and this over here. And I like, come on, man. Black people need to unify and stop falling for the banana in the tailpipe, period. But be unified, we strong. That we start supporting each other, we strong. The more we against each other, nitpicking and shitting on each other, the more everybody else win off our shit, and we ain't even winning, man. So black people need to wake up, you know what I mean? I hate to go into that big old soliloquy, but shit like the phase on love shit should have never happened, period. That should have came from somebody else, not your own race, not somebody else trying to down somebody. Like, the fuck, like, people don't know how hard it is to get into this shit, bro. It's not no overnight shit, like whatever, like shout out Kwame Brown. They call him a bust. He was #1 pick out of high school. Got the most money, period. Like, that takes skill. You know what I mean? You on this game, you on that team, but somebody said one rumor. The ESPN, whatever, he's a bust, he was garbage. The teams didn't think that.
Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah, them teams
for years.
Stephen A. Smith ain't played a lick of ball. So the white guy gets caught smoking marijuana, and Stephen A. is joking about, oh, don't smoke the weed, hey, you could have did it. The black chick get caught, but he goes hard. So it's a different type of attitude Stephen A. have towards different athletes. Black, he's gonna go all in, period. Any other athlete, he chills like, well, this is a warning, and this guy didn't know he was out partying. You know, you party, you have fun, you drink a beer, you probably hit a little marijuana, and he just didn't know the circumstances of his abilities. He know that he wasn't, and he's defending his heart and soul, but let a black person do it. He was a bust. He was smoking too much weed. That's why he was a bust. He never came to play the game. I play the game. Like, he just like is real emotional over black ups. And then when it happens with, like, let's be real, like the quarterback of the Steelers, we don't hear, he did his thing, accusations. What's his name? Rosenberg?
Yeah, Ben Roethlisberger.
Rosenberg. He got accused, not convicted, accused of the R word. I'm not gonna disrespect y'all. The R word. Continued to play basketball. I mean, football, had a great career, retired, nothing else was said.
He got accused of rape? I didn't know that.
Man, pull your shit up.
I believe you.
It wasn't no smoking or no DUI. He got accused of rape.
This must have been a long time ago. How long
No,
ago?
no. It was a long time ago, but it wasn't promoted like that. But let the guy from the Eagles fight some dogs.
Oh, Michael Vick.
Michael Vick. Let Michael Vick fight some dogs. Couple dogs die, he goes to jail for 2 years, lose all his shit. Dude didn't lose nothing. He got accused of rape. Didn't lose shit. So, with that being said, they could do it, and that shit gets swept under the rug. They could do crime. They talk about it one day on ESPN. Hey, man, this person got caught, and they never say it again. And they don't be disrespectful with the shit, too. They be extra kind. Oh, well, you know, that's the lingo. Everybody pop pills. You know, but they pop Molly. But then they get on Bill Cosby and say that he's a drugger, and he drug bitches and shit, knowing that back in his days, when people were partying, the disco area and shit, that was a sex revolution. People were having sex in the bathroom, on the grass, in the park, everywhere. It was a sexual revolution with no condoms. And people was on mushrooms, quaaludes, cocaine, marijuana, everything. You know what I mean? Period. It was the hippie era, hippie disco era. So everybody that chose to take a motherfucking mushroom or quaalude or something, they got raped. Let's be real with this shit, my nigga. You see this?
Mm-hmm.
Boom. I just poured you a cup. Do you want it or not?
Nah, I'm cool.
Okay, cool. So you could decide not to take the cup or take the cup. Or you could say, hey, do you have a cup? And I could do the same shit. I do have a cup. Here you go. And you're gonna say, you want this? There you go.
Oh, good.
But look, you can say, I got a cup. And you can say, I want a cup. And you give it to him, like, boom, okay?
Yeah.
Did I drug this ask for it? Or did I just give it to him because he asked me for something? Or she asked me for something?
So are you saying that he was taking drugs, and in the midst of him taking drugs,
somebody said, where it's at? And he's like, oh shit, I got him here. Mm. It's like a drink. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like you got the bottle, the whole bottle, and the mother want you to pull up in the club. Man, pour me a drink. Oh, boom. You got the bottle. At that time, whatever they was doing was the bottle. Yeah, you could do it. Yeah, bitches, we is popping. Did he rape somebody? That's the question. My nigga, the whole shit is, if everybody in Vegas is off Molly and cocaine, and they got that shit in the club, and I take a bitch up to my room, and I f her. Did I rape her because she's off Molly and cocaine that she got at the club downstairs? And we both agreed to go upstairs, and we f a celebrity, so she come back 20 years or 30 years later and said, I got raped that night, and he gave me this, and he put this in my drink? But this is Vegas. Y'all all popping Molly, y'all up all night, popping, y'all snorting coke, y'all smoking weed. So a bitch from nowadays that's doing all of that could come in 2050 and say Lil Uzi Vert or somebody raped her because they was all off the party, drugs, and having fun, and the menage a trois. And she, just because she ain't the girlfriend, she felt like, I ain't the nigga girlfriend, he ain't spent no money on me. She wanna say that he raped her. You was that doped up for 50 years that you didn't know? And you just woke up out of 50 years like, God damn, I was raped. Bullshit. Cosby was trying to buy CBS or NBC, trying to do what they do. When you try to level up, you get took out the game. They gonna either fuck your name up, your brand up, to make no sponsors, nobody f with you ever again. And if they can't do that, then they gonna arrest you. And if they can't arrest you, then yeah. I assume U2, Van Halen, Mick Jagger, all the country singers, Dolly Parton, all them, I assume they have all their masters right now. They done figured out how to acquire their masters and not be a slave to the record label. They're still alive. Once we figure out the game and try to start our own shit, all of a sudden our people just vanish. Mike is out of here. Mike figured the game out. They try to say same shit, rapist, all that dumb shit, but never convicted. It's like they're gonna make some fake ass tabloids about you. Mike was the baddest bitches in life. The nigga took Brooke Shields to the Grammys. Like, what are you saying? And a monkey. Like, what are you saying? Like, the most money ever imagined. But what Michael Jackson didn't have was a childhood. So, what do you do when you get money and you ain't doing something that you know what I mean? Now you got money, you could do it. Okay, he never had a childhood. Okay, of course I'm gonna buy some fucking amusement park, swings, rides and shit. I never was around a zoo. I never went to an amusement park. But all that shit in the backyard. What these rappers do now that never been in the neighborhood, they want to be the biggest, baddest gangster. I want to be with the guns and shit, all this shit. But they never been around that growing up. So when you get your money, you do shit that you couldn't do. Them niggas was squares. Now all of a sudden they can hang with gangbangers and get protection. And now I'm flagging, I'm doing this. The same with these rap niggas. Never was a gangbanger growing up in their fucking life. Now they're the top blood of Crip right now. Same with Mike. He never had a childhood. I wanted to have child shit in my state. And not only that, I want to hang with some children and be kids. I want to drink apple juice and shit or whatever the kids do. And that's what he fucked up. And you know what I mean? Everybody made it a problem with him not having a childhood. So you can't just put that on Mike. Mike had the baddest bitches. You know what I mean? Period. Mike was a real you know what I mean? And they're going to put them, they're going to hit you with the tabloids. They control the media. Bill Cosby raped somebody 50 years ago. Fuck out of here, man. All these bitches coming out of nowhere. You know what I mean? Bitches got paid.
to come out? Talk about that.
I don't even know.
Who know these bitches? Where they all come from? Are they real? Are they true? Do they even know this man? You can have a random bitch. Hey, I met him at the phone. I don't know you. Who the fuck is you? So, you had actors in there acting and saying false shit. If it was real, he would have got arrested when it happened. If it happened. That's bullshit. When you try to do what they do, level up. I mean, own your own shit. And everybody be on this shit like black people, we need to own our own shit. They're not letting us. They're not letting us own our own shit, bro. Period. They're not. They're not. You want to go do this, then you want to have your own distribution company, nigga, they shut Jay Prince, Suge Knight, and Irv Gotti down. I was there. I was on Rap A Lot when that was happening. I hit by the feds, the letter people. They bring them people in. They'll bring the feds in and shut your shit down once you try to do what they doing. Jay Prince, none of them niggas ain't no drug dealers and kingpins. But they came through with the feds and try to act like they selling records. Nobody got arrested. So it's bullshit, but it let people know, don't try that again, or we gonna keep coming at you like this. Mike, you own all the publishing, half the publishing at Sony. Never again. They wiped Mike out. Allegedly, the doctor was hired. Who was paying for that doctor? Prince. What the fuck he had? Leveled up. He had the slave shit. We are slaves to these industry. Until you able to do your own Universal or own Atlantic, you are a fucking slave to these working. The new is entertainment. We still working. So when Kanye said we a slave and Prince said we a slave, they were right. We still fucking picking cotton. And they don't want to let us own our own cotton field. Our own Black Wall Street where we could do our own shit, pick cotton and get our own money. No, pick cotton for us, make us billions and trillions of fucking dollars, and we'll get the fuck on. We'll give you some trinkets, some nigga trinkets, some little chains and shit, some little cars and shit. But get on. You're not going to do what we do. You will never be a Universal. You will never be a Atlantic. You will never be a Virgin. None of that shit. If we got something, you will never be a CBS, you will never be an NBC, you will never be none of that shit. Leave it up to them. So every time we try to level up, they take us out and take us down, man. It's not even. Especially when the Asian get a Chinatown in any state in America. As soon as we try to level up, we get shut down. There's hella Chinatowns. They ain't came with bombs and planes and all types of fires and racial war like Black Wall Street was over fucking Chinatown. Chinatown, New York, Frisco, LA, every fucking major city. Nobody had a Chinatown war for that shit. Mad at China selling Chinese food and karate and doing their culture. We let them have their culture. Why? We can't have our fucking culture. Like, let's be real. Music is our culture. We made this shit what it is today. That's why rap is #1. Not country, not rock and roll, not none of that shit. Because the truth will always set you free. You can fake it all the fuck you want, man. All that shit came from us. Rock and roll, country, pop, R&B, blues, rhythm, all that shit came from us. All rip-offs. We didn't do the Marathi shit. We didn't do none of that. But that shit they doing in America, it was at the slave plantations. We doing the blues. We doing jazz. All that shit at the juke joints and shit. We doing this at the plantation while we slaves. All that shit that they made up, gumbo and shit, we made that. That's the shit they gave us to us. We had to make gumbos and shit like that. The shit y'all like. We made that shit famous because they gave us bullshit. Bacon and shit. We had to make that fly because they gave us bullshit. They gave us a bullshit pig. So we had to make the best out the pig. Now y'all eating bacon and shit. We made that shit pop. They didn't give us a chicken and none of that shit. Like, come on, man. So at the end of the day, bro, when you look at the demographic with every other race in fucking America, and it's only in America because other fucking countries look at us like what the fuck is going on? You go to Europe, they got a black Madonna, my nigga. A black Mary, statues everywhere with a black Jesus. This is in the Vatican, my nigga. They know the real, but in America, what they teaching us? American culture is just American. Everybody in the world ain't going down with this bullshit. They looking at us like we clowns, and that we ain't even get the full knowledge. They like, nigga, they ain't teach y'all this, they ain't teach y'all that. They didn't say this. Like, whoa, we know that. So it's teaching us to go against each other, that like crabs in a bucket, when it's really the elites and the tops is playing this shit like puppet masters. And they had they trillionaire, billionaire fortunes and shit, while all these little answers on the ground, fighting, killing each other, not doing business, business, everything is fucking each other up. They up here at the top of the mountain, and we can't even start a mountain to get up there. We so busy consumed with what you're doing. Worry about the top. Look at the top. You can't get to the top unless you look. You can't be focused on who's next to you or behind you or in front of you. Top. That's how you get to the top. Period. I don't give a fuck who's on the side of me, but we so worried about who's on the side, who's on the front, who's on. No. Top. We don't care about nothing that's going on. Top. That's how you all get to the top. Tunnel vision. You don't worry about what the next man doing. Or unless you using it as motivation. Somebody's that's at the top. That's why I say look at the top. Get motivated and do what they do. You know what I mean? Try to level up a different way to where you don't get eliminated. You know what I mean? Period. Like, I know a lot of people get on this money, you know what I mean? And just don't want to talk about the reality of America, man. America is the home of the free, the home of the brave. We get a lot of freedoms that other countries won't allow you to do. But at the same time, it's a lot of shit that they do in other countries for other people that they don't do in America, man. Like, everybody keeps saying, like, hey, let's get reparations. I want some money, reparations, money. Money is a digit right now. That's a computer digit, my nigga. It ain't even worth, it ain't backed by gold no more. Money used to be backed by gold, my nigga. It ain't backed by gold, so it's a piece of paper with a digit on it, my nigga. It only makes sense in America. You take that same ass piece of paper somewhere else, that shit ain't gonna do what it do. You try to transfer that shit to some euro, nigga, you'll get half your money or a quarter of your money back. Period, in euro. So, American dollar only makes sense in America. Probably in Mexico, you probably double up or something. Puerto Rico, you know what I mean, some shit double up. Dominican, you know what I mean, third world. But
well, you know, the dollar's the world currency. The dollar's the world currency.
American dollar.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what?
All the oil gets traded with dollars.
So what? I don't care. You go to Europe, and that American dollar is lower than the euro.
True.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, you'll go to Japan, and it's lower than the yen. You'll have to, like, pay 3 times the American dollar for the yen that you want. So American dollar ain't popping. That shit losing value every day. That's why they doing shit like cryptocurrency, bitcoins and shit that's holding its value. The dollar is being eliminated. Period. That American dollar ain't worth shit but out here. Straight up. So at the end of the day, with that being said, we are so focused on shit that it's not even worth nothing. We're killing each other over shit that's not worth nothing. You go outside, take some vacations overseas, get the passport stamped, and you try the basic 10,000, 15,000. You could take Turks and Caicos. Go to Japan for that same weekend and with that 10, 15,000, and see what you get in yen back. 10, 15,000 Americans. See how much yen you get back, and you'll be like, what the fuck? It's not half, not nothing. It's like, what the fuck did I just trade my money for? That's showing that the American dollar ain't shit. So quit worrying about that, man. You know what I mean? Worry about businesses. You know what I mean? Shit that, businesses and shit, that too. But as far as the reparations, I lost myself because I was drinking at Bellevue. Shout out Rick Ross, man. Shout out that Bel Air. But yeah, man. Reparations. Everybody like reparations. Boom, boom, boom. They want money, right? Everybody, I need 100,000. I need 200. I need 1 million. All that. Get back to the original purpose of reparations. Where's our fucking land? We need that land, man. Land is worth more than money, my nigga. I need my 40 acres. And I need my monkey, my mule. Period. That's it. Leave me the fuck alone. We got money. Give me my land. Land is worth more than this useless ass dollars. I don't give a fuck. That's why I was making a point that American dollars ain't worth shit. Because you can't spend it nowhere else but in America. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. So, give us our land. We want them 40 acres, man. Everybody keep on forgetting, like, we was promised 40 acres and a mule. Not money. And everybody's like, I want money, I want money, I want money. Give me 40 acres. Period.
Well, I think we'll wrap it up with that, man.
You know? Straight up, man. Yeah, I was deep. I went
deep rant right there.
Yeah, man. You know, my thing, they call me Yukmouth, but my nickname is Sharif. So I just went on Sharif rant.
Okay.
Just went on Sharif rant. But I mean, you want your entertainers to be, you know what I mean, to talk more about shit like this. You know what I mean? Because they look at us. You know what I mean? The kids, they look at us. We supposed to be role models. Now, everybody being a role model can't be the nigga that's just rocking the ice, getting the bitches and shit. Give us some game with that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Give us some game with that. And that's all I'm trying to do is give game. You know what I mean? Every time I can. You know what I mean? Now, this is just my opinions. Disclaimer. You know what I mean? Disclaimer. This is my opinions. You know what I mean? Don't go out there and be like, Yuck said this and this fact. This is my opinion. This is an outsider looking in, man. So it's more deeper than rap, man. But just me looking at, you know what I mean? Looking at the situation, man. I just see that we can't win if we're not together. You know what I mean? We can't win unless we're together, man. All the self-hate, self-crime shit, you know what I mean? Ain't gonna win, period. We're gonna still stay in a position we've been in since, you know, slavery. And it's gonna continue unless we finally unify and support each other. So, black people out there, man, I know you got a lot of multi-millionaires, billionaires and shit out there. You know, a lot of people successful and shit, but let's make everybody like that. You know what I mean? Let's get everybody up on that level. Let's unify. Let's stop hating on each other, man. Just know that you're special, man. You know what I mean? Just know that you're special. And we're going to end it on that.
Appreciate you, bro.
Straight up.
What's up? This Cam Capone. If you want to hear these interviews with all the cuss words in it, all the stuff we had to take out because YouTube makes us cut a lot out, all you got to do is become a member. Hit that button.